Hello and welcome. I'm your host, William Liu. I'm joined by co-host Alex Wong. You're listening to the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway, coming to you live late on Monday night after riveting Game 5. Very hard fought, but ultimately OKC wins 120 to 109. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk about this Jalen Williams a masterclass. I'm officially saying that no more J-Dub, okay? We're just calling him Jalen Williams. The other Jalen Williams just needs to find a new name. Like, he should just rename himself. There can't be this false equivalence between the two Jalen Williams. I can't have Zach Lowe calling him J-Dub every episode because, quite frankly, there is no need to reference another Jalen Williams after this definitive performance in the finals. And, of course, afterwards, we'll talk about all the trade rumors that are heating up. The Raptors, if you believe the reports, are in on everybody around the league, and they've also subsequently made every player on the roster outside of Scottie Barnes available for trade. Your favorites, IQ, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, even the number 9 pick that we've been spending all year tanking for, that might all be going out the window if you believe the reports. A big episode coming here today. Alex Wellman, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? First of all, I want you still listen to Zach Lowe like that?
I mean, he had Bill on.
Oh shoot, man. Sorry, I've been a little busy just coming off the high of that Holt Renfrew Bobby Webster event on Saturday. I'm still buzzing from that, man. You know what I'm saying? The energy's been good. Yeah, we're also gonna get to what else are we gonna get to rest of the show. We're gonna get to Tyler Hero, not taking history apparently during college. We're gonna talk about Stephen A. Smith playing solitaire. I want to give a quick shout out to my guy Yafet. His friend dropped off this scumbag world hat for me at the Bobby Webster event, and then I really love this hat. I wore it for the rest of the day, but for those watching on video, like I do look like a thumb tonight.
Does it fit you? Because as somebody who has no hats that fit me,
yeah,
I'm kind of looking like this is what most hats look like on my head. So
yeah, no, I got to show love to the community, so I am going to just I guess tweet through it for this, but
it's a great hat. But
yeah, no, this is a beautiful hat. Thank you again to the community and to Yafet for it. So yeah, what's up, man? Where would you like to start, Bill, for this game?
Guys, was this Jalen Williams' Apex Mountain? Dude, is this the best game I've seen from any number 2 option in the finals, man?
Yeah, I'm going to zag here. Is this going to be the most unmemorable 40-point game in the finals?
Come on, man. I think, you know what? I think this is, I got to call you out, man, because coming into the playoffs, I remember we were talking about, okay, what's the playoff picture going to look like when all 16 teams are active? And you were like, okay, see, how far can they go with Jalen Williams as their number 2 option? What are Jalen Williams' playoff highlights? And to be fair, Jalen Williams was not nearly at this level last year in the playoffs, and I thought he didn't step up enough maybe or didn't perform well enough, and that's ultimately why OKC lost to Dallas last year. But my goodness, man. I mean, he's had several step-up performances, but this one is just, it's absurd. The amount of times he was able to finish through contact. I mean, you remember last game, right? Because, like, there was that play where he gets clipped midair, and he falls, like, from a 2-story height onto his back. And it's like, not only does it look terrifying in the moment, but somehow it's even more terrifying that he popped right back up. And he was like, I'm going to finish the game, no problem. And I'm wondering, like, okay, maybe it's like the next day he'll feel it, or the next day he'll feel it, or whatever. He comes out today looking like the most athletic player in the series, coming out with like 3 or 4 cutting 2-handed dunks to start the game, knocking out big threes, huge steals going the other way in transition, all of these drives in the half court. I mean, this was dominant. Like, I'm sorry, but like Shea did a great job distributing tonight, and I thought he did a great job of setting guys up and getting guys open for 3. He found a whole bunch of guys open, including Jalen Williams. But my goodness, man, this was like, I don't know. I don't remember a number 2 taking over in a stage like this. Like, this is game 5, man. You win game 5, you have a really, really good chance of winning the championship, and the way he stepped up tonight was, you just gotta, hats off to him. I never have a hat, but
Yeah, no, I'm not taking this hat off, but hats off. And I think you're right. I think the last number 2 option, if you want to ask me, was probably Pascal closing out that game 6.
Yo, listen, I love that. I love Pascal so much, and he had a great second half in this one, especially in the fourth quarter where he briefly took over. But Pascal had 26 points in game 6.
Yeah.
That
I'm not
takeover
comparing.
game.
I don't think
This
I'm
is
comparing
40,
it to that.
and this is
No,
largely
I
self-generated 40.
Listen,
Man.
I give Jalen Williams full credit. I think it's not even just for this game. I think after watching him against Denver and watching him in the previous rounds out there in the West, I think he's answered a lot of questions. Like he had a lot of bad games early on in the playoff run where it felt like he was up and down, but like you go through this playoff run and he's stepped up huge for them. But you know, the Thunder are just not a memorable team, and I'm not taking away anything from what they're gonna do. Like people get mad when like I think people like try to paint the Thunder in that way, but they're not like a memorable team, and maybe they'll turn into a memorable team when they start winning like multiple championships and stuff. But sometimes it is what it is. Like you go through the history of the league. No, I'm giving them full credit. They're gonna get full credit if they win the championship.
They win a big game 5, and it's all about how unmemorable they are. Come on, man.
No, but like they win, and it's fine. They can win the championship, but it's like there's gonna be unmemorable champions in the history of the NBA, and they're gonna be one of them.
Man, I mean, look, is this all coming from because of the fact that the Pacers have stolen everyone's hearts, and they are kind of just like, I mean, they're better than the Pacers. The Pacers still have a chance because they have the ability to perform miracles. TJ McConnell performed one in the third quarter. Pascal had a mini miracle to start the fourth quarter. Obviously, Halliburton hit that miracle shot in at the end of game 1 with the full comeback. But like, I don't know. I think, look, I would say that like OKC has largely dominated through winning the possession battle and being great defensively, but this is a very memorable defense, man. The way that they had, like, there's always like at least a 10-minute stretch in every game where they just have the other team completely shook. Like you saw the way, like you look at Pascal's turnovers in the start of the game, or Andrew Nembhard, who is a really good player in terms of taking care of the ball. The turnovers he had in the fourth quarter, like they just like they strangle you, man. And like I think there has to be some appreciation for that.
No, I don't appreciate that.
Jerome, do you like this?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think the defense is really impressive, although there is something about the inevitability of it that doesn't feel particularly exciting to watch through. Like, I think it's one of those things, and you asked the part about, I think the Pacers capturing our hearts and, like, wanting to root for them, that it kind of now just feels like a little bit of some of the like Jordan runs where like maybe even Jordan versus the Pacers where it's like they're just trying but they're going up against the Bulls, and so it's like it's just not the most fun to root for like an obvious like winner. But I was gonna just to answer your early question, does Kyrie Irving in the 2016 finals as a second option?
That's a pretty good one. That's a great call.
There's like a 40 spot in there.
Yeah, it was like the game when him and LeBron both went for 40.
And then also like the final shot that he hits on Steph Curry. Like I just feel like on those ends, I don't know. There's it's really tough. It's almost like OKC is getting punished for being just really, really good.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Alex, like, explain to me the ambivalence.
I get where Alex is
with
coming
OKC.
from. That it's like,
both of you guys explain the ambivalence with OKC.
I mean, I just think we're just in a different era of basketball, especially in like the second apron era. I was actually having a conversation with JD Bunkus about this.
Okay,
is that the best teams are the worst of the best teams that you've ever seen. Like if you look at super teams, if you look at teams that have been built throughout the years, they like if you run through from like 96 or whatever on or whatever, like all of these teams are dominated by just like all-time players, right? Like you go from Michael Jordan, you go from Kobe to Shaq, LeBron, Tim Duncan, Steph, KD, all the way through.
Shea doesn't get, I mean, I know Shea's really young,
and this is not just an OKC thing. Like if you look at the champions from the last like 3 years now, like last year was a Boston team that, they were in the spotlight for a little bit and ended up getting to the top. And then even the Denver team, like I really enjoyed watching them, but they look like they're just going to be like a one and done champion as well. I just think we're in a different era now where these teams win championships, and it's a great conversation to talk about them for a year. And maybe and OKC is best positioned to be like, multi-year run and things like that. But I just think for the moment when they win the championship, like I think all of these teams, we're just in an era of just like unmemorable champions.
I hear you. I think that
Yeah.
is sort of a byproduct of parody, but I mean, at the same time, I don't think that should detract from like the
No, I'm
enjoyment.
not taking away from it, but like I just think if you're just ranking it in the history, somebody's got to be the most unmemorable, and we're in the unmemorable era right now.
I mean, how is this team less memorable like the like Denver's championship then? 'Cause,
No,
like,
but
that
no, but
finals
that's
was
what I'm
super
saying.
boring.
But
'Cause,
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
they
We're
were
in this
nowhere
whole era.
close. Okay,
All these guys are unmemorable right now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I
I
don't
think
know if I'm gonna go that far in terms of like I do think this OKC team will be memorable because I guess in the grand scheme of things it will finally be the culmination. I mean we're already coronating them like it's not over, so we can have that conversation actually
sure,
when it's
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean in the grand scheme of things, there's like if they get their first championship, it will inevitably be the kind of the final step for like Sam Presti to actually be validated in everything he's been like putting together for this whole time.
yeah.
I-
Well, I mean, maybe that's it because like there isn't maybe enough of a storytelling element in terms of like there's no payoff or no stakes necessarily. What if OKC wins? You're just like, okay, cool. They were the best team this year. They won. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't like when Steph finally won. You know, without I guess even a super team around him, and he finally got a Finals MVP, and that felt really satisfying. 2022, or
Sure.
when Toronto finally won, it was like they finally snapped like their title drought, and also are Raptor fans. When LeBron won in 2016, like that was like super
Honestly, I think
satisfying.
the OKC
or
thing is
motivating.
probably going to feel because like I think we might be overrating Toronto because we're from Toronto. Like I don't know that it's that meaningful to people outside of Toronto. To be
It's
perfectly
very
fair,
meaningful to me.
it's very
that's-
no. But I'm
That's
thinking
that's the
that's
problem. Is like that that run always gets overlooked.
Well,
by
yes
everyone
and,
else, right?
Well, yes and no. Now you're hearing, I mean, with all these former Raptors in the playoffs, like all you hear is like, hey, this guy, ex-player, was part of the former Raptors championship run in 2019. And look, I think that on that front, I agree with you. But at the same time, I think the thing with OKC is just like, when have we seen a defense at this degree where they just strangle you for like entire quarters at a time, where guys just throw the ball away, guys can't sort of generate anything. I think in this game, obviously, clearly Halliburton, going down with the calf injury to start the game and never necessarily. I mean, did he even have a bucket? I don't think he had a single bucket, right?
no buckets.
Yeah, that's crazy. The fact that he didn't even
There are
have a
people
single
dragging
bucket.
him online, and I think that's entirely unfair.
No, it's totally unfair because
Yeah.
like the guy was clearly
Guy's
injured.
clearly
Oh,
injured.
shit.
Yeah.
Someone getting dragged online is unfair. Damn.
No, but like for an injury, like
Yeah.
playing through an injury shouldn't. But I mean, like
Anyway, yeah.
But still, you see like the way that they just jump on you and that sort of pressure cooker style, where like Pascal was just like throwing that thing away all first quarter, and then Nembhard was throwing that thing all the way in the fourth quarter. It's just like that. That to me is like really scary. And then I think like I think it's fair to like be worried about. At least before you see them do it at the highest level, like, okay, how good is Jalen Williams in the second option? He just showed you, man. This is one of the greatest games. Like, this might be better than one of the best games Kawhi played in the finals. I'm serious.
You know what the problem is, and you know what is contributing to all these feelings about it being not memorable.
Yeah.
Is the broadcast. Like I really feel that way. Like I don't think they like tonight. Like TJ McConnell goes on this run where he scores an
great run,
assist
man.
An
on
incredible
18
run.
straight points, and they were incapable of capturing that moment at all. And you had some great moments there in the fourth quarter as well. It seems like after every big play, we're just like clicking in Doris Burke for 2 sentences and then clicking in Richard Jefferson for 2 sentences. There's no flow to any of the conversation. There's just there's no just capturing that this is the weight. This is the whole season here. Game 5 on the line. Like I felt none of that just watching them try to call this game. And I think that's another problem too. I might got to start watching the whole season on next year. I think this might be
The
something
game
I might
presentation
explore.
has certainly not been strong. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
and
that,
I really do think that contributes to it.
well, because this game did have great moments, right? Like, obviously, OKC jumps out to an early lead. OKC's making lots of great plays. A lot of that was Jalen Williams, but Shea was also. I mean, Shea just walks into 30 points every game, no matter what. It's absurd, especially the one-on-one stuff that he does. I think sometimes Indiana tried to throw a double team today at him. He did a great job of passing out, and guys, especially when like. last game, for example, game 4, Shea had like what, 1 assist or 0 assists. You know, like part of that was because he wasn't passing much, but other part of that was because nobody was hitting from 3 from OKC side. They go home and all of a sudden role players like Aaron Wiggins knocked down 3 threes in the first half. Lou Dort knocks down 2 rainbow threes in the fourth quarter. That feels like absolute shotgun bolts to the chest. And a lot of that was Shea driving, but like there were great moments in between where, like that TJ McConnell run and then the Pascal Siakam takeover, like that's the thing with the Pacers. They always make it feel really exciting and they rope you in. And to be fair, like it wasn't even just like a fake comeback. Like they had it down to 4 in the fourth quarter.
Oh
like,
yeah, it was legit. Yeah.
That was totally there. And then of course the thing that ultimately broke their back was OKC's defense, forcing them into like 3 straight turnovers. And
that was a huge run. I mean,
that was a good
once
run.
they had those like 4 straight turnovers or whatever, they really broke their back. I was wondering too, like watching that game, whether they should have brought McConnell back in sooner there, because like it just didn't feel like. I mean, obviously like Halliburton was hurt, but it just didn't feel like he was able to even shoot from like the outside. Like he wasn't really looking for a shot. A lot of that was shut off. Mathurin was really frustrating too, like down the stretch.
Did it work against them that he had that one good game and now he seems to be like almost overvalued for all the subsequent games?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been
feel
quite
like he's
frustrated
just-
with Mathurin all series.
He's got to he's that irrational confidence guy. It's always going to level out. Like he technically kind of won them a game in game 3.
He did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
but he's starting to make decisions that are like Westbrooky. Like he there was a lot of driving like 1-on-2 into traffic. It doesn't help that Neesmith hasn't been great either. Neesmith just keeps picking up silly fouls, and then he's not really stopping anybody. Like, and again, like it's Aaron Neesmith, right? Like I think he's already taken you this far. How can you really blame him, right? He's had his miraculous moment in game 1 of the conference finals, but like, Shea's intentionally seeking him out to cook him, and then Jalen Williams today was his primary assignment, and he drops 40 on him. So, to be honest, I don't even know how Indiana was even remotely in this game. Like, you're telling me Halliburton doesn't have a single bucket. You're telling me that Jalen Williams has a generational game. You're telling me that Shea has a 30 ball. You're telling me that Lou Dort and the role players are hitting threes, and somehow it was still a game in the fourth quarter. Like that's the part to me that was really exciting to see. And I agree with you. Like, I mean, there was that one moment where Neesmith went in and had a putback dunk, and like all 3 broadcasters are like, "Oh, whoa, look at that stop." I mean, oh, what? They're stepping out of bounds to inbound the ball? Wait, was that in? Like, it was just like, what?
I mean, I guess we could have a separate conversation another time, maybe like after the series, about just improvements and like the broadcasting. But it's like, however many people are tuning in to these like finals games, like you gotta step up and feel the weight of it, right? And I think that was part of it too. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I've just like fallen in love with this Pacers team during this whole run. And some of it is just like kind of just looking back at just all the memorable comebacks. It's kind of crazy. Like you watch this team and like we were talking about at halftime, like, hey, listen, Halliburton might be out. Thunder were looking dominant there. They're up 14. This could turn into like a 25-30 point blowout. Yeah. And we might be live streaming, like, doing our little trick where we just go on early. But it's like when you're watching a Pacers game, at what point are you actually supposed to like you kind of like give up on them, what I mean?
It's
and then
when Johnny Furphy jumps in there.
Well, that was the thing too. Like, and listen, I know this is like just a crazy like nitpick, but I'm like, damn, if I'm Rick Carlisle, like, man, like a minute 40 left, down 13, like, play the foul game and extend this. Be the extender, man. Yeah. He should have been the extender. But I don't know. Like, it's just I feel like I never want to give up on this Pacers team.
Yeah,
because they are always pushing. And shouts to Carlisle too, because in the last round, he was calling out all the Knicks role players, complimenting Precious Achua, saying that they hadn't even seen Campaign yet in like a 3-guard lineup. And in this round, yesterday, after all the talk about the terrible reffing, he complimented Scott Foster and said that he's one of the best in the league. So I'm guessing if Scott Foster, if they get it to a Game 7, I think the Pacers are going to shoot 40 free throws in Game 7 in OKC. So I respect Carlisle playing 5D chess. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you saw Carlisle. He took a really quick technical foul in the first quarter. I mean, to be
he
fair,
was trying to get tossed, man.
To be fair, it was a terrible no call because like Nembhard drove to the rim and like Lou Dort like Charlie horsed him. And somehow it was a no call. We missed a layup that goes the other way. It's a fast break, and they score. And then they give him the technical for complaining, which is well earned. He was like trying to get himself tossed, as you mentioned. And so Shea goes to the free throw line. That's a 5-point swing in the first quarter alone. You know what I mean? Like, but I did think that actually did help the Pacers get a couple more calls, because there were a lot of. I think part of the frustration of this game was also just how many disruptions there were. Like, the two teams combined to shoot 62 free throws. Yeah, and you know, like, I mean. It was a really hard-fought game. Like, both guys were going at it super tough, and you know, especially guys like Shea, especially guys like Jalen Williams, going to the basket over and over again. Like, I'm sure they're gonna get to the foul line, but there were a lot of stoppages. Like, there's been a lot of like fouls on rebounds in this series, especially the last two games. And I'm just like, like let them fight it out. There's one play where there's a scrum on the floor. And then they were like, "Oh, it's a foul." And I'm like, "Guys, there are two guys fighting for the ball on the floor. Let them kill each other." You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like the rhythm to this series has been weird, just in terms of like the in-game flow.
The flow is tough, yeah.
And you're seeing like just like a lot of different. You're seeing like different parts of the game be really different. Like, you look at the start. Like, the Pacers had crazy turnovers to open, and it seemed like OKC's defense was just like suffocating them there in that first quarter. But then by the time you got to the third, like the way McConnell was rolling, honestly, that's gonna be one of the most memorable runs for me, man. This is like on maybe beyond the Matthew Dellavedova getting IV drip level, man.
Yeah,
like your superstar guard is on the bench injured, and McConnell is just taking it to the whole team, man.
McConnell was a superstar guard today for Indiana.
Oh my God, man!
That run that he had
He really was that vampire in Sinners today, man.
But seriously, and he was starting to recruit people to his side. I feel like because I don't know. There's something about TJ where there's certain players where no matter when they score, it motivates the whole team. And it's weird because he's a role player. Like, you know, like when Kyle scored and stuff like that, like, I thought he really gave the team momentum and stuff. But like, there's certain players where when they get their game going, like, it picks up the entire team. And I think McConnell was like, it's crazy because like he's got like, I wouldn't even say no bag, but it's like the weirdest bag.
No, he's almost like a.
He's got 10-foot fadeaways, man.
No, if Tim Duncan is the big fundamental, he's the small fundamental.
Oh,
because I
kind of like that.
No, because. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, he doesn't have any, like, razzle-dazzle type stuff.
No, his crossover is just left to right, right to left.
Yeah. And if he's driving to the basket,
it's
he's
not
like...
even between the legs.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to take 3 standard dribbles, do a spin, and just lay it in. Like, there's nothing else to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
and then he's back to guarding you 96 feet right after.
Then he has to steal the inbound play.
Yeah.
Then he has like the Nash, like the Nash dribble where he's like driving through the lane without shooting.
Yeah.
And dribbles it back out. Then he has like the dare 3-point shot where like teams are always like, "No, TJ, you're not gonna hit this." And then he always, like, at least one time a game will hit that wide open 3 that they give him. I don't know. It's truly really impressive. And then, like, whatever, we've seen the Pacers a million times, so we've seen TJ do this to the Raptors quite a bit. But like, the fact that this is still working in the finals to me is just like, but that's the thing though. Like, you can't count on it to work. Like, I think for me, the Pacers, when they go home in Game 6, facing elimination, like, that's when they need their role players to step up and not fold. And I'm disappointed in Mathurin, man. Like, he's shown you that potential to really be an impact player. And then, the 2 games since, he was great in Game 3. Game 4, he was disastrous in the last substitution of the game. And then this game, he was really, really all over the place. He also missed 2 free throws again in a row. I mean, isn't he shooting 90% from the foul line? Like, what's happening for him recently? I thought Nembhard really struggled as well. Like, those turnovers towards the end there. I mean, to be honest, like, it's weird to say this about Andrew, but like, I'm gonna need you to like be more aggressive offensively. Like, some of these plays where he's driving and then trying to kick it out. That's like, I mean, OKC was just like waiting on that all game, right? Like, Shea, I thought, did a really good job defensively down the stretch too. He had a lot of blocks too, 4 blocks, 2 steals, 6 stocks for the MVP. My goodness, man, 10 assists as well.
We do have to give Mathurin credit for that one chase down block, though.
He did have that. That's true. But like, Mathurin was kind of playing like Westbrook today, and I'm just like, that's not a compliment, man.
I think Westbrook is a really good comp because, like, when he's out there, I feel like he is creating a lot of negative plays for his team, and that's tough. I was gonna ask you, this was the one thing I was gonna ask you because, like, Jalen Williams with the 40-point game, I think he's coming out of these playoffs, or at least even coming out of these finals. Like, we're gonna look at him differently now.
Okay.
As a different type of player. is like which other players in this series do you think you're coming out looking at differently, whether better or worse?
That's a great question.
Like I think because if you look at
Yeah.
Pascal as an example, it's like I think we know what Pascal is, and you're not really coming out of the series like with a changed opinion about Pascal.
Well, I don't know if I have a changed opinion, but I
Yeah.
do have like this like crazy respect for Pascal because the difference is like he's always been like a pretty efficient scorer, and I think ever since he's gone to Indiana, he's been a very efficient scorer. But the defense, man, I mean, like the way he's like defending these days, like it's reminding me of I wouldn't even say reminding me of like his like prime in like 2019, 2020 in that range for the Raps because there was a stretch there where Pascal became the number one guy, and then like offensively he was like having to take a bigger load, and so defensively some of that sort of like dropped off. But like the way that his defense has stepped up throughout the playoffs, and I thought tonight, I mean, like the plays that he was making, like he had a bunch of turnovers. That was a big reason why OKC jumped off to an early lead, but the way Pascal turned it around, I mean, the threes also dropped for him, 3 of 6 from 3. The free throws were fine, 7 of 8 from free throws. We know that can be an issue for him. He was like driving and kicking. He was like scoring. Like, I mean, my only thing is just like I know the Pacers don't ever play like clear it out and give it to one guy, but I kind of just like thought Pascal should have the ball more, especially on a night where Halliburton clearly just was not able to physically impact the game. So I don't know. I think my respect for Pascal has gone up. I mean, my respect for the Pacers idea, like their whole system of play has gone up, but individually, I still don't necessarily see them as like higher caliber players. Like I still see Halliburton as like, 15 to 20 range, maybe best players in the league. Maybe
like,
you could talk me into 10 to 15.
It's like really hard to evaluate.
He's not a top 10
Halliburton.
for me.
It's like really hard to evaluate Halliburton in this series because like, he's had the big moments, like especially in game one.
Yeah.
Like you look at the numbers haven't been impressive, and then tonight's kind of a wash because he was hurt, right? So
Okay, yeah.
but like overall, I do feel like it's underwhelming, but you can look at the circumstances. Plus, he's going up against this elite defense that we.
Oh man.
About,
I
right?
was gonna say the fact that it's like, oh yeah, you got to injure calf and then you got to play against.
Lou Dort is just
crazy.
like, hiya.
Yo, by the way, how does Lou Dort sell a moving screen every game, man? It's actually unbelievable. Is this what Kyle Lowry was like for charges, like for neutral fans? Like you must have been so pissed watching Kyle Lowry, man.
I just assume Lou Dort and Alex Caruso are just constantly karate chopping the other guys.
Yeah,
like on the low and no one's seeing it.
Yeah, afterwards they're like, "What me?" Especially Caruso, man. I hate when Caruso complains about fouls. I'm sorry, man.
Yo, I still don't understand how he gets away with more than any other player in this league, man. Like he's legit on a Draymond Green level, but
yeah, honestly, yeah, he does
whatever.
have that physicality.
Respects to the Thunder. One win away from getting the championship hats.
Yeah.
Even my
Indiana
punishment should be have to get the OKC championship hat and just rock it all summer.
What's their slogan? Is it still Thunder Up?
I think it's just OKC because that's what they chant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the Pacers should reply with IND. Yeah.
By the way, so do you think the Pacers will fold in Game 6, or do you think they're going to force a Game 7?
Man, I am expecting a Game 7. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm not going to confirm my availability for Ennis's poker game for this coming Sunday.
Wow.
So, congrats to Ennis on a massive win yesterday.
Well, I mean, if they didn't just stretch out the finals forever, man. God damn, what do you mean Game 7 is a week from now?
I'm fully, doesn't it feel like the finals have started 5 times?
Yes.
I feel like every time I tune in, it's a Game 1.
Yeah, every game, like there's no game-to-game flow and carryover, except for Games 3 and 4, which only had one day in between.
But are you because people will zag and say that the day's rest is warranted because you want the players to be like get the extra rest on the biggest stage, so it's the best game. Like, do you agree with that, or would you rather them just stick with the flow like the other rounds where you really do go every other day?
On a human level, I'm sure this is actually better for the product. But from a viewership standpoint, I don't have the attention span to wait 72 hours. I'm sorry, I just don't.
It just really zaps out the excitement, man.
It does, because
now this game's over, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna just forget about it for 2 days, and then we'll just turn on the TV at 8:30 on Thursday.
Well, I mean, how it's gonna go is tomorrow they'll talk about this game, but realistically they'll talk about the KD trade rumors, which I guess we will hear as well. And then the next day it'll just be pure rumors talk. And then finally be game day again. You'd be like, wait, what happened in the last game day? And it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't necessarily feel as good as like game, break, game, break, game, break. But, it is what it is.
Yeah. Anything else from this game?
Nah, I'm not going to lie to you. I also want to talk trade rumors.
Okay. Six.
Let's crack open that six-pack.
I think the only thing we needed from this game was our friend of the program, Michael Grange, I believe had another scooter update for you.
Uh-oh.
Out in OKC. So I don't know if producer Jerome has this lined up for us.
I think
I
this
can
is
go get it.
Okay.
He has to go in the fridge and open up his own six-pack.
Get out the salami and cheese, mama.
Oh my God!
This post game is over.
What's your prediction for Game 6, my brother?
Oh my God! I mean, I don't want the series to be tainted by Halliburton getting injured, but I don't see how miraculously he's back to being healthy again, and even with the extra day off in between. I do think that the OKC I don't think OKC's role players will step up to the same degree on the road. I do think that Indiana's role players will probably step up and play a little bit better. To be honest, it's just Mathurin, do you have one more for me? Guys like Neesmith, they're just so erratic, and the fact that it's an erratic guy replaced by an even more erratic guy is just this element of chaos for. As for me, as a very temporary Pacer fan, I'm just how do you live with this stress? You know what I mean? This kind of feels like when we had Precious Achiuwa at center, and then we would bring Chris Boucher off the bench for Precious, and I'm just so we're getting 48 minutes of just uncertainty of really high highs but really low lows. That's how I feel about these two.
Well, I will give it to this series. I think all of us and a lot of media all just assumed it was an OKC in 5, and it's been a great series, man. Just great games.
I mean,
I said I'd be in OKC for Game 5. I didn't say OKC in 5 games.
I've never seen Grange from this angle, man.
Yo, that was a bar, man.
Wait, hold on. Show me that outfit again, man.
Yeah. Is that a bucket hat?
Yo, Grange got a bucket hat?
I said I'd be in OKC for Game 5. I didn't say OKC in 5 games.
Yo, this is like when JC said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. This is the 52-year-old, or sorry, however old you are, Grange, version of Jay-Z saying he's a businessman.
Yo,
yeah. Have you been messaging Grange about these, or are you just letting these slide on the TL?
No. Grange just drops these on me on the timeline.
No, but do you DM him and be like, "Yo, thanks for the shout out, bro"? Or...
I think I replied to him today at least.
Okay.
Yeah, but big shouts to Grange. Yeah, so Grange is probably riding a Lime scooter. If one of those rental scooters that you see a lot more of in the States. Although I think they have them in Calgary and stuff. Last time I was out in Alberta, I saw them.
Is he being a little dangerous here with the phone recording while he's scootering here? What do you think?
So there's a phone holder. So clearly your two hands are on the handlebars, and then on the handlebar is a phone attachment holder thing that will usually you could put your maps on or whatever you want. You could just drop your phone on there. It's fine, right? So I think he's just looking down occasionally, which I think is actually more than safe.
Okay.
I'm just happy that Grange is really bought on to loving scootering more than anything else. He's Marco Scutero now, man.
Oh shoot.
Wait, Lime scooters are Mississauga? Wait, hold on.
Oh man.
Yo, bring them to GTA. What are you doing, man?
Don't tell Will that, man. The last thing he needs is more access to scooters, man.
There are certain days where I guess if the scooter's not riding for me, I'll still ride the city bikes and stuff. But
but scooter is your number one mode of transportation.
It's just so convenient, man. It's actually so convenient, especially when you're on the road and remember when we were in San Francisco for All-Star Weekend and there was crazy amount of traffic.
No, you
and,
left. You left Jerome
gridlock.
And I, because we were in a cab, and we had to get out, and we were late for the All-Star game, and you scootered.
Yeah, no, I legit hopped out, immediately got on a Lime scooter, and I got to the arena within 5 minutes, largely because I was on the bike lanes, which had no traffic. Versus
scootering in a new city, that's scary for me.
I mean, I've been in San Francisco so many times.
No, you got big balls, my brother.
Okay. How did that come from scooters?
I don't know, man. Anyways, rooting for a Game 7 so we can get one more Grange scooter update because I believe he does not scooter in Indiana.
I don't know. We might have to look up the bylaws for scooters in Indiana.
Yeah. So here comes another 6-pack. Can I get a couple more follows on Letterboxd, please, at Steven LeBron? Momentum has kind of slowed down at 159
I thought you didn't want to be perceived,
followers. Man. Yeah. Don't read my reviews. Like,
really?
Burn after reading the review was Ocean's 11, but with the world's biggest idiots.
That's pretty good.
Okay,
Pretty good.
okay.
A little Brad Pitt connection as well.
Yeah, I like when you like my reviews because I know you've scoffed at a few of those.
Well, I mean, some of them are just scoffable.
Why you don't like when past lives when I said that really hit home?
Well,
I hope the materialist does the same.
oh my god, man.
Yo,
need to go box Celine's
Celine's
song,
song, man. I mess with every one of your tunes.
Celine Song, the new therapist, man.
Yeah, anyways. Okay. Number one item on this pack. Trade season is here. The Orlando Magic have acquired Desmond Bane from the Memphis Grizzlies over the weekend in a blockbuster trade. Memphis is getting back Cole Anthony, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, 4 first-round picks, including the 16th pick in the upcoming draft next week, unprotected in 2026, 2028, 2030, and a 2029 first-round pick swap that is top 2 protected. So 5 firsts and 2 role players for Desmond Bane. I think the immediate reaction for everyone was like crazy overpay. Mikal Bridges Part 2. Where did you land on this from the Orlando perspective for this trade?
First off, how do you decide that you're only going to protect the top 2 in 2032? They're like, yeah, I've reviewed all the 13-year-olds out there, and the only 2 that I think are good, so I'm only going to protect top 2. Like, how do you even negotiate something like
top
that?
2 and it's not 2.
No, but seriously, like, how do you decide, like, that's top 2 protection for freaking 7 years from now? I think from Orlando's perspective, they're like, look, we've been desperate for a good guard since forever, man.
Sure.
Like, no, seriously, name the last Orlando Magic guard that could really score 20 points on a
Steve
consistent
Francis.
basis.
Yeah.
Yo, that's like 20 years ago, man. Like, no, seriously,
what about when they made the finals in 2011?
Yeah, like Jameer Nelson was like was cool. Like Jameer
No,
Nelson
you're
was like a
right.
Fred
That's
level
a-
point
that's-
guard. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't that good. You know what I mean? Like
I guess my question is like I don't know how to rank Desmond Bane or in terms of like what impact he's gonna have like being added to this team. Like, is this like a final piece move for Orlando here?
well, I mean, when you go all in like this, like you don't go. This is like going all in with like. I mean, this is like going all in on 2-pair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that like, first off, it's pretty difficult because Bane is making a lot of money. Banchero's going to be on a max. Wagner's on a max. Like, you know, this team actually gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. Suggs is making pretty decent money as well. And so you kind of have like almost like a Cleveland 2.0 situation where you have like 4 guys making like a huge amount of money that you'll probably be at least first apron, if not even close to second apron with this. At the same time, though, I can see it from Orlando in the perspective. It's just like, how else were they going to really get better? I don't think that they necessarily want to move around some of their young pieces. Like, I don't think they want to trade Suggs because he has a huge impact for their team when he's healthy. Although he's very, very losing hair, man. Like, Jalen, like, go to Turkey, like all summer, please. Like, seriously, man. It's crazy.
Also, how did Turkey become the capital of like hair transplants?
Oh,
Like,
oh,
is there
you
a
don't
story
follow.
behind this?
Oh, you don't follow soccer.
Yeah.
Trust me. The amount of soccer players who have gone to Turkey and come back with like impeccable Paul George level hairlines, like Jalen Rose level hairlines, it's incredible. I don't know what technology they have in Turkey right now, but it's affordable, it's reliable, and it's actually incredible work. Jalen Suggs, please go see Enes Esmer for more details. But like, I think like. Yeah, like I think Orlando basically just looked at it like, well, look, our biggest issue is that we don't really have 3-point shooting at all. Like this is one of the worst. This is the worst 3-point shooting team when it comes to like playoff teams. So it's just like, you need somebody who can actually hit, and like Bane is an elite shooter. Granted, my concern for them is just like who actually distributes and makes plays on the team, because like it's just. There's not a lot of passing. Like I still think that like, especially with Jamal Mosley, the way he's like shown to be as a coach, he's largely like a Tom Thibodeau, like give the ball to your best players, clear out type of guy. And so there's not necessarily like a built-in creativity in the offense like a Rick Carlisle would be, for example. But then there's also not a natural distributor on the team. Like I think a lot of games I could still see if they go to the playoffs, it's probably gonna be Paolo playing 1-on-1 again. And like Paolo's great at it. Like he's proven to be really good in the playoffs 2 years in a row now. But at the same time, it's like why would you then go out to get this many picks if you're not going to be using Bane as much as you should based on the way the offense is? Actually, I think it's going to run out really similar to the Mikal Bridges, actually.
Well, my question is just like, was there such a bidding war that they needed to throw 5 picks in?
Well, that's to me that's the impressive part for Memphis, because I don't there has been nothing in the reporting that suggested another team was like neck and neck with them for Bane.
Mm-hmm. I think this is one of those moves. Like I know Bane and Gobert are very different players, but it feels like when Minnesota traded for Gobert, like gave up a bunch of picks. Part of the bet was that Ant was going to become a superstar because he wasn't a superstar yet, right?
Yep.
And I think part of the bet here, Orlando, they need like Banchero to become like really that guy. Like he's already a really good player, but can he like get to that kind of like next level? Because without that. Yeah. I'm not sure. Like I know the general thing is like, oh, the East is wide open. East is wide open now. But it's like, does this shoot Orlando up to like a top 4, guaranteed top 4 team?
Would you pick Orlando or would you pick Indiana if they made the playoffs?
Indiana.
Yeah, easily.
I would take Cleveland over Orlando.
Oh,
like I know
really?
The stain of the playoff loss is there.
Cleveland?
But they won 64 games, man.
That ain't the playoffs.
I know, but it's like,
when have you seen Cleveland in the playoffs and you're like, damn,
when
that team's
LeBron
undeniable. Exactly. Yeah. Outside of that, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, this is just, it's a huge move. It upgrades them. I don't know how much though. Like,
by the way,
I don't know.
I'm looking at Paolo Banchero's last 4 games played in these playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Game 5 takes 27 shots.
Right.
Like just field goals, not even free throws. Like we haven't even like tacked in the turnovers and the free throws, which are also used possessions, right? Just 27 field goal attempts in game 5, 25 in game 4, 25 in game 3, and then 32 in game 2, bro.
Yeah, no, this man needs help, bro. Yeah.
I mean, he's got to pass. I understand. No one else on the team was there to be passed to. Hopefully with Bane, like, they actually get some more shooting around them. But I mean, to be honest, this is a pretty crazy price, largely because I feel like it wasn't like Memphis was going to stay the route. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, okay, we're going to keep Bane, but I guess you offer me a price I can't refuse kind of thing. Like, I think they were trying to blow up their team and clearly make some changes. And I don't know who else was really in on Bane to the degree where Orlando had to pay this much. But at least Orlando gets a certified shooter and a bucket in the backcourt for the first time in like literally since Jameer Nelson. And even Jameer Nelson, I don't know, man. He was like pick and roll with Dwight Howard. It wasn't like he was getting buckets on his own.
Yeah, no, St. Joe's legend though. On the Memphis side, I know people are thinking now that Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. might be available as well.
Okay.
And I know I saw some betting odds. Well, betting odds have the Raptors involved in like every single
I was gonna say, yo,
which we'll talk about. We will talk about this.
This was the final straw for me when I saw Marcus Smart's next team odds and the Toronto Raptors on the list at plus 950. Like,
oh man, that's Wolf on at the blackjack table at 4 a.m. in Vegas, man. If you laying down for Marcus Smart, wait, is he on the Wizards right now?
That's what I'm saying, man. Oh, listen, breaking news: Raptors are not interested in Marcus Smart, man. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Some betting sites have the Raptors as a favorite to land Ja Morant. And any thoughts on a potential Ja Morant deal? I believe IQ in the ninth pick, our first rounder, has been floated out there as an idea.
Oh, I mean, if that's all it takes to get Ja Morant, I think to upgrade from IQ, I think you would do that deal.
Really? I don't
really?
know. I'm skeptical about adding Ja. Yeah.
I mean, with all due respect to IQ, but like, what are you really doing with IQ at the moment?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm handing the keys to Ja, man.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That is fair.
I'm not arguing with you that it's an on-court upgrade.
Well, you'd have to really consult Dark on this one because he's already coached Ja once.
Yeah, that's true. There is a history there. But you're like, no doubt, like, I want Ja here.
If the cost, I mean, it'll be way more than IQ plus 9, but even at the current moment. But I think...
know what? I'm going to be talked into it because, like, I'm also the guy who's like, you should get Zion if he's available. So if you're willing to take a risk on Zion, then it's like, I'll take a risk.
They have similar issues. Zion should shoot blanks, and so should Ja Morant shoot blanks.
Oh my god!
They should shoot different blanks. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. Second topic here, the Toronto
But
Raptors.
so do you want Ja or do you want Jaren Jackson? I think we already
interested.
did this once. But
Yeah, we're not interested. I don't think you're not
he's like
interested in that.
he's like a great fit on paper, but I think in practice viewing experience of Jaren Jackson is just like, what are you doing, man?
That's a big contract too. Like, I don't know if I want that Jaren Jackson.
Well,
contract.
isn't he now qualified for the Supermax or
I
whatever?
believe so. I think he's eligible for the 300+ million that the Jalen Brown got. So
Yeah, well, he's not getting that, so.
yeah, we're not.
Well, that's an awkward conversation. You're right. Never mind. I don't want Jaren Jackson either. To be honest, I'm fine. I want my bigs to rebound. I think Bargnani's enduring legacy on me as a Raptor fan is I need my bigs to rebound, bro. Like, come on, man.
All right, second topic here. So it looks like the Raptors are very open for business, including potentially trading some starters this summer. Jake Fisher, friend of the program, reported that the team is open to putting RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and our guy Jakob Poeltl on the market. And this is what I was going to talk about with you earlier. It's like, we've heard the Raptors just like either like lurking or had conversations, exploring in every single player that's available, from like KD, like, John Morant, they got brought into the mix. And I think the general impression is that they're looking to upgrade this roster.
Yeah.
How do you feel that they just put together this little core around Scotty of RJ, IQ? You put Ingram in there. And Yak too, and now suddenly it looks like they're trying to like make major changes to the roster here.
Well, I mean, I think as much as we called them BBQ and everything, I don't know if that was ever going to be like the long term. This is going to be the trio.
I don't think if we even got like a single rib out of that.
This anatomical rib fest.
I think
man.
we were just getting some asparagus off the grill there, man.
Yo, the grill,
You know when they put in that little tinfoil?
the charcoal ain't even hot right now.
That's the Faisal Kamisa of family barbecue, man.
All you right now, you don't want those things where you like take a potato, you like wrap it in tinfoil, you throw it in the coals. Like that's as far as we've gone.
When you show up at the
with this
barbecue
BBQ,
and
man.
it's still tinfoil season, you're like, come on, man, where the meat's at? I'm trying to get my cholesterol up, yo.
This is like one of those barbecues you have in like the public park, man, at Trethaway.
Yo,
Like
I'm just talking about food right now because as people know, my colonoscopy is on Wednesday, so I can't eat anything tomorrow. Yeah. After
that's
this
right, yeah,
podcast is my last chance to eat for like 24 hours.
Oh yeah, you got to binge, man.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. The Raptors appear, and there's been other reports too. Brian Windhorst was saying today that they've explored trading the 9th pick in multiple trade scenarios. This is classic Raptors when they're on the trade market, right? Like they explore everything. You hear that all these players are available and all of this stuff. But to me, it's just like looking at it big picture. Like, just how do you feel about this just sudden shift? And the shift started with them acquiring Brandon Ingram.
Well, first off, we haven't actually seen them make like an actual move yet, right? A lot of these are just rumors. I do think that like I continue to not really buy the Raptors in on KD to this degree. Like everyone just keeps saying the Raptors could do it because they did it for Kawhi. Like I mean, look, I just don't think that they see the situation as equivalent, especially with KD in its current moment. I don't think KD is where Kawhi was at, and the Raptors aren't where the Raptors were at. So like I don't see how that's a false equivalence to me. I think maybe when you talk about all these players being available, that seemed like the basis of like the Jakob or the Giannis trade for me. That seems like what would have been put on the table for a Giannis trade, which is fine. Like, like that's fine. But like the other part to me is just like the Raptors. I know we want to see them do it all together. I think that like if they had to run it all back and let it sort of roll out, I don't even think that that's a bad thing necessarily. I think that there are reasons to be excited. Like I think that we haven't seen Ingram play, but obviously we know what he can do when he's healthy. This team really lacked a scorer, another playmaker. I think that like you slot him in. I think that's going to work really well. I think there's still upside with Scotty, so we keep waiting on this like big jump from Scotty. Maybe next year's the year to do it. Who knows? But more than anything else, it's just like the team is kind of mid and pretty expensive. And so largely what the Raps are trying to do is take a bunch of like assets, put them together, and before they get really expensive, like flip them and consolidate.
before they even get to play together. So you're saying they built a mid team, and the mid team didn't even get to get going, and now they're disassembling it.
No, but when you're playing like five card poker or like five card.
I know you're craving poker because you're making so many references.
No, because like the Raptors' hand right now, like we have like a pair of nines, like a queen, a king. And then like a two.
Ennis, man, get this man back in the game.
So
he doesn't have to make up dream scenarios.
So like the Raptors right now are trying to discard like 3 cards basically.
Yeah. No,
and like hoping to, you know what I mean, like make something. Yeah. Like I think more than anything else,
I was doing that video poker in Vegas with you guys last year.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is just like every, you know what I mean. Like the team as is more of a collection of like assets rather than like a coherent team that like is structured together to like build long term. Like,
do you think?
I don't see that. We have maybe one cornerstone player. That's it.
Yeah. Do you think? And that's a maybe too. Do you think we start opening night with Scotty, RJ, IQ, Ingram, and Pirtle as the starting 5?
I'd probably put that at 50-50.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably leaning
so
more
you think
towards...
one of the starters, at least one of the starters, might be on the move here?
Yeah, I think so. I think the one consistent theme that you see across all the reporting is that RJ seems to be up on the block. Which, by the way, terrible timing for RJ to have his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, RJ Barrett, over the weekend. And also, the Raptors just keep posting RJ Barrett nonstop. They're like, RJ Barrett's best plays, and I'm like,
I've heard this conspiracy theory of like, oh, they're just like maybe doing this, I guess, because he might be on the move. But
well, now we post RJ. What about when he was in an All-Star chase? There's no RJ post then, huh?
I don't think it's a I just think RJ maybe just had the most highlights from that very forgettable season. I don't know.
RJ, kidding me?
But happy birthday, Kevin Willis. So the report you mentioned too, with Kevin Durant here, how interested are you in this Durant watch? I know the Raptors aren't really like that involved, even though they're lurking, but like I'm not feeling a lot of buzz from the KD watch here.
Okay.
So to give the context to people, the reporting is that it's down to Houston. His 3 preferred teams are Houston, San Antonio, and Sleepy Pat Riley's Miami Heat. And there is a report that his preference is the Spurs.
Oh, okay. I mean, but I've seen like there's been so many rumors about KD like in the last week. Like I've seen him like not want to go to Minnesota, but Minnesota might jump in. Like Houston was like a previous.
This one is just like the most recent to come out, just because it did come out just about less than 2 hours ago.
Right.
This just dropped as we were right before we were doing this pod. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let's do this as like let's just walk through this exercise. How much do you think it'll take to get KD for the Raps?
I mean, money wise, you have to put in 2 starters, right?
Okay,
Unless you're doing a 3-way trade. I mean, the most common combo I've seen is RJ and Jakob Poeltl.
RJ Yak in the 9th pick. Would you do that for KD?
I would not. I think I know I'm a big KD stan, but it's like I'm not trying to put that many assets unless it's a Giannis type player. And KD is at a different point in his career.
KD's 37, man.
Yeah.
KD's Garrett Temple's age.
KD has to be coming to a team that's ready to contend if you're making a move like that.
I don't think it'll be happy for KD or for the Raps. Like, what are we even doing with KD?
I personally want it to happen because you know for sure that you and KD will have a showdown on Twitter.
Oh,
like
he's like Andy Liu? You're over here too?
No, the top 3 guys are gonna get into a showdown. Aaron Rose, and I don't know. Do you want to nominate a third? Who do you think he'll get into a beef with in the Raptors?
No, come on. I mean, look, if KD comes to Toronto,
and Joseph and Cash, I feel like he'll get into a tussle with.
Man, when was the last time Cash beefed with anybody? Man?
But KD's gonna search for all of your tweets.
Oh well, he might beef with you then, because I know you got some KD tweets as well. But I'm not trying to dry snitch on you, but I think
good ones.
I think the thing with KD is just like, dude, like he's got to go somewhere where he can actually play out the rest of his career in a competitive area. And like, I'm not saying that the Raptors won't be competitive with him. I think like there's maybe something that's like KD, Ingram, Scotty, Vision 6'9", but with shooters. Like I don't know. You had to find another center out there, but I suppose that's like easier. Like it's easier to find another center than this is to find another KD. Like I could see it, but at most, like this is like how many more good years you're getting out of KD? Like 2.
Yeah, but I mean, I get the age. like he's still at a pretty high level, but yeah, no, I agree with you. Like he's been like injury prone here and there too, and that's
Right.
another part of the risk. That's why I'm surprised Miami's here. I guess does
But
Miami have
Miami's just
this-
desperate, man. Miami's like more desperate than the Raptors.
But
which
this is more like
you know,
this is more
hard
like
to do these
KD.
days.
KD's top 3 preference. Like I'm surprised he's not putting Minnesota in here. I mean, the conspiracy theory is that because some of these other places have no state income tax.
Is
and
that what he's trying to do?
Minnesota
Then he
does.
just want to get one more payment and retire? Like that
know,
doesn't sound motivating to
board-
me to get him.
The boardroom is not popping, bro. But like,
Well, see, this is why he come after you on Twitter, man.
but if
God damn.
yeah, me and him would definitely spar. I think
Yeah,
he
for
would
sure.
DM me first. But
Oh man.
I think if you put it in your scenario of like, oh, KD should want to go to a place where like he can contend. Houston, if it's down to Houston or San Antonio, who are you picking if you're KD? Assuming both can get the deal done. You want to go with Wemby or you want to go with this young Houston team that is already in the playoffs, still has upside?
I'd probably go with the young Houston team. Just because they're a little bit closer to like contention. And I get to be the hero in Houston. If I go to San Antonio, like I'm just like Wemby's
That's
long
like Steph.
sidekick.
Yeah, that's like a Steph KD thing again.
Yeah, he's like getting jealous. He's like getting upset. So that too.
Yeah, Andy
Also,
will makes
Houston
a
looks-
Wem better team.
Yo, see, there you go. It's like right there. It's built in. No, like Houston is good. Like Houston's a great situation for him. Like the only issue is like I think they want to flip Jalen Green back, and Jalen Green doesn't appeal to Phoenix because they already have Devin Booker. So they'd have to flip in a third team. But like, no, I think that even the Toronto thing, like I don't even. It's two things because obviously I appreciate how great KD is, and if KD came to the Raptors, I would have no complaints because I would get to watch Kevin Durant. I get to cover Kevin Durant.
It's good for business too.
It's good for business. Like it genuinely is good for business. The Raptors will be a more competitive team. Like those things are all good, but I don't see how necessarily that brings the Raptors like towards a championship contention. And I also don't see like giving up multiple starters for Kevin Durant right now. Plus the number 9 pick is just like really tangibly improving your team. Like even in the regular season, like I mean, I know that part of the Phoenix's downfall last year was because like KD was kind of like his heart wasn't really in it, and you can watch it. Like he was getting super pissed. He was like taking random texts and stuff like that. But like at the same time, I'm like, bro, that Phoenix team didn't even come close to making the playoffs. And like, does he not wear some of that? Like,
No, he should wear that. I think
So-
for as much criticism as like LeBron gets on when some of his teams underachieve and some of the other stars, it does seem like KD kind of gets to slide on that. And he's been in a few scenarios post Golden State that has fallen apart. I mean, that Brooklyn team arguably is the most underachieving team, but then some of that is because Kyrie opened his third eye and, and opened up Amazon. So
oh man, no, the crazy.
if Kyrie didn't subscribe, sliding doors moment. If Kyrie didn't have an Amazon Prime Video subscription, if he just went on Criterion instead, like, are the Nets 3-time champions? Yeah.
Not enough is made about the fact that Kyrie has really come back, and like I really like Kyrie now again.
I think
there was a stretch there where I was like, "What is going on?"
I know.
With Kyrie?
I think everyone in basketball wants to love Kyrie because he's one of the coolest hoopers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the way, when KD went to the Nets and did the big three, I think that was his version of like he thought like it was gonna be the Heatles, and like instead it was the Brooklyn Nets, which is very funny to me. Because when you like try to like put all those efforts into like making something, and then you end up with that, you're just like like.
The crazy thing is
a little embarrassing, man.
the most memorable thing. I think the top 2 most memorable things you'll remember from his Brooklyn run. Number 1, I think the toe on the line, the Game 7 performance against the Bucks.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the Bing Bong video of the Knicks fan yelling like, "KD, don't you wish you were on the Knicks?"
Well, KD doesn't. He could have went to the Knicks this year. The Knicks would be a good place for KD, but KD's like, I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure we're gonna. Well, actually, he might get traded soon, so maybe we won't have to talk about
Well,
this again.
I do think KD maybe gets traded closer to the draft because, like, let's
Yeah.
say, like for example, Phoenix is like, let's say hypothetically, if the Raptors had the 9th pick as part of some package on the table for KD. If you're Phoenix, why wouldn't you wait till the draft to see who's available at 9 to then make that trade?
Oh, Phoenix is in no rush.
Because they got to be dependent on somebody. Like
Yeah.
it's not just 9. It's like who's available at 9.
That
You might
valley
just
is
wait one more
looking
week.
that valley's looking like a desert till 2032. So they can take their time with this KD thing.
Oh man, but when they get
You
Yeah,
know who-
I didn't even know what Phoenix is trying to do. By the way, man.
Yo,
Like,
I
they're
get-
like, we need a center for KD, and I'm like, what? When you lose,
Yeah, I heard
KD,
they're
you're gonna
like
have
doing
nothing.
due diligence on like centers around the league and stuff. I mean, my plan, I would zag and trade for Rudy Gobert and sign Chris Paul. Yeah, I
Wow.
think that should be the zag. Where do you think KD ends up? I think he ends up in Houston.
I think it goes to San Antonio.
The latest reporting too from the Athletic, from Kelly Iko, who covers the Rockets for them, says that the Suns have not been impressed with the Rockets or Spurs offers, which I'm not surprised, because like,
This sounds like
why
they're
would
just-
you?
this-
But why would you overbid for KD right now? Like,
They sounds like they're telling them get your bids up, but we're not going to trade them in the meantime. Like,
yeah.
I think we have another week. That's going to take one more week. I think
I'm
one
just
more week.
I'm underwhelmed by KD watch, man. Just get this stuff done.
Yeah. Does Kate? By the way, my real question is: does KD make any of these teams genuine contenders?
I think so. I think if he goes to
Oh, okay.
Houston, I
Okay.
think the Spurs are a little. I mean, yeah, for sure, the Spurs too. I guess I just keep not giving the Spurs, or like I have doubt about the Spurs just because I haven't seen them in the playoffs.
I don't even know what the Spurs are yet, other than just Wemby does
Yeah.
cool shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just so he was like, yeah, he's still doing his little monk thing out there
Yeah,
in
yeah,
China. These videos keep coming. Who's leaking these, man?
yeah, I was gonna say,
Is there a
who's
monk?
secretly
Is there a
filming
monk that's
Wemby?
wearing like a Jerome GoPro? Like he's just like out there.
There's
No,
one-
because this is supposed to be a really secretive thing, right? Like, yeah. I
well,
don't know.
it is China, so there are cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not
Aren't
even
your-
kidding.
Yeah, your family members are Buddhists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that
You
a
know what?
box?
I'm a little surprised my parents haven't come to me and be like, "Son, Wemby's converted. What
Yeah.
what about you? Like,
Wait,
what are you waiting for?"
Wait, you're not Buddhist. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, not yet, at least.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask another question. Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I'll ask you off air. Next video, now we transition to another favorite, Kevin Hart, who was talking to Tyrese Halliburton. So we'll play this clip here.
They're calling Bron and Katie like, they're like Bron do some old, yeah, we're sitting in the training room. We're sitting in the training room. He'll have his iPad on his chest, watching The Sopranos, no headphones, full volume. And I walk in the training room and nobody's saying anything to him.
No headphones, bro.
So I tell him like, you're literally the Beats guy.
Yeah.
Why don't you got no headphones on? How many times you see? He's like, it's like my fourth time. So why are you laughing so hard?
That's what he's getting to.
For sure.
So, number one, have you watched The Sopranos more times than LeBron? And number two, I know you're just in your early 30s, but like, what's the most old head thing that you think you do in your day-to-day life?
I don't know. You know me. I'm an old soul, man. Like I'd be doing old people stuff all the time. Like, well, I mean, recently, I've injured my ankles, so like I've been doing ankle stability exercises. Finally realized that like to recover from an injury, you don't just like sit around and wait for like a week, which kind of was
right.
what it was when I was 20.
You got to
Now
get
it's
that
like-
rehab going.
No, now I have to do exercises. So I'm like trying to like plant my ankle on flat on the floor and then like touch my knee to the wall. Like I've got a resistance band. I'm just like, this shit sucks. Just so that I could go and play hoops again and probably get hurt again. No, but like, I mean, first off, how I don't understand the logistics of this. If I play this
calling
again,
Bron and Katie like,
I don't even really want to play the video, but I think I just want to highlight something. Like, how is Kevin Hart taller than Tyrese Halliburton here?
In a tub.
Is he standing up in the tub? Like, how would the
I actually want to say he is standing. Yeah.
is he standing up in the tub? Because Halliburton's 6'6", so I'm assuming his torso is very long, and Kevin Hart's like 5 foot tall. I'm not even kidding. Like, how is he taller than Halliburton right now?
Chat is saying you're in the park doing Tai Chi with the aunties. I can definitely see you as one of those, older cats that's gonna show up to the park, maybe play a little chess. You basically Victor Wembanyama.
Yo, I'm aging in reverse to become Victor.
No, but you'll
Just
be
shave
one of
my
those.
head and become Buddhist.
I remember when we went to China too. Like, you go to the parks, you see the morning exercises and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I can see you being one of those cats. Yeah.
I think it's just good for your overall longevity. Fuck.
No, trust me, I get it. As someone who was just, got my blood test results back today, was told that I have high cholesterol and have a colonoscopy on Wednesday. I gotta reevaluate my health this week. So
Damn.
yeah, we'll don't worry, we'll get it together, man. Hello's gonna get their health up.
Yeah, do you want some help? Do you want someone with? Do you want some company on Wednesday as you get this call? No,
No, don't worry. Man. No, I can't say it. This is like when you. This is like when you interfered and walked into a room with me in China. Like, no, thank you.
Oh my god.
Late night.
No, we actually. Maybe in a future banter pod we can tell that story.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, I respect LeBron blasting Sopranos with no headphones on, because this is, I feel like, an older move that I kind of pull now. Like, I don't reach for like no headphones or AirPods. Like, I'll just play stuff at full volume sometimes.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like, sometimes
no.
you just gotta air it out, man. Yo, Jerome, what's the most?
That's you after the colonoscopy.
Jerome, what's the most old head thing that you think you do?
These days I just really use loop earplugs everywhere I go.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this. It's like
crowd noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
like even
I did it
earplugs
for
at concerts.
Concerts, I'll do it at bars, clubs. If I'm on Ossington or any of these street festivals, I think I'll still wear it. It actually is just like really comforting, I notice, and helps filter sound, but that might be the most old head.
I want to say another old
Yeah.
head thing that Jerome and I probably do is like we just wear more shoes and like sneakers for comfort.
Oh yeah. You guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
Instead of style. I
You
think
guys are
I
comfort
think
heads for sure.
I think
yeah.
as you get older, it's like the comfort actually does take over versus
Yeah,
style.
we wear a lot less Jordans.
I've bled in many Jordan 1s, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
exactly.
Have you guys considered Skechers yet? Like, is that a thing for you guys? You guys on
I
that?
don't
Like,
think-
what's
but the thing
what's
is,
a
like,
running shoe like
Skechers-
Hoka or whatever?
Yeah,
Maybe
Hoka's
some of
getting
those. I mean, I
Hoka's
do have
pretty big, yeah.
Asics. I have my Crocs that I wear all the time.
Okay,
Yeah, for friends and family. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out
special.
friends and family.
Well, I mean, they just replaced the previous Crocs that you already had. So like.
Yeah, I have both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other ones aren't
Friends and
exclusive.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you for that. I also came on to do an impromptu pack because you guys talked about it anyway. Let's just watch some video of
okay.
Victor Wembanyama kicking it.
Oh yeah. What
Put
is
this
this
music on,
music?
Wait, hold on. We gotta play the video again so I can try to translate this for the audience.
right,
Y'all about to
okay.
learn Chinese.
All
right, here we go.
Oh my god.
世界第一高. I don't know the last character. I think this is like the world's tallest like monk, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Honestly, that's pretty good. Like, he's got a pretty good right angle kick right there. Like,
No,
you know
we're
what I mean?
getting like TMZ videos of this guy being a monk.
Also, half these monks are not Chinese.
I'm Jerome. You're the one that said that this might be like a grand conspiracy of a Nike commercial, right?
Yeah, that's just.
I'm starting to buy in a little bit, man.
That's kind of been my fun. Like, I don't know that I believe it, but this is just like a long-winded Nike campaign that will eventually come out at the end because he hasn't debuted his shoe officially yet, right?
Right, because he's got the whole like
Oh,
UFO motif going on.
Yo, by the way, do your parents have like the?
Don't ask me about my parents. They don't.
I don't even know how to
each
call
other.
it. You know the black and white shoe, it's like a
Oh, yeah,
really
that's
flat sole.
That's what my
Oh,
dad
it's like
wears
the
around the
ballet
house.
shoe.
It's like a cloth shoe. Yeah, it's like a ballet
like the
shoe.
ballet
basically.
shoe.
But
Yeah,
for
my
like
dad wears that
old
around the
Chinese
house.
uncles, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me find a picture of this for the audience, because like,
Yeah. Don't
they're,
worry,
like,
guys.
they're called boosh, yeah, like
We're gonna
cloth shoe.
bounce back from showing an Aiden Ross stream.
Sorry. I had no response to that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
we don't need
Other
to show
than
any
just,
more
like,
of him ever again.
I hate this so much.
didn't even
man.
realize. I started looking up afterwards. Yeah, just no.
So this did not pass the hello vetting department.
We could. Yeah, okay. Let's,
Yeah, no, that was regrettable.
These are the shoes I'm talking about. Like these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the old heads wear this.
That's a picture of my dad's feet right now.
No, all the old heads. But Skechers has a similar style to this. Like there is a similar style, and
Isn't
listen,
it also like all of the entire bit of like Toms when they were around?
Yeah, the Toms too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen, man, Skechers.
Oh yeah, I guess white people do be wearing Toms. Yeah.
Skechers has
for
NBA sponsored athletes, man. So
Well,
Yeah.
they're moving into the space, man.
I think they got OG as well, man.
They have OG. They have Joel Embiid. Yeah.
OG, Joel Embiid, and Julius Randle's a crazy roster. I've got
It's crazy
It's
roster.
nasty, man.
Yeah, no, but comfort shoes, I think is definitely one thing. So
Mm-hmm.
people in the chat was mentioning too, like, oh, you get older, it's like, oh, you sleep on the wrong side. I remember there was one time I slept and like my neck was killing me, and like you were so surprised about it, Will, because this was something that has just like never happened to you. Like you just wake up and like I just slept.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
wrong.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Like my neck was killing me for like 3 days, and this was like a new thing to you.
Apparently, I'm a very sound sleeper. I just sleep on my back like the whole night. So,
Mm.
I think it's like a
Like,
positive.
you
Just your
don't
ankle
snore.
that ends up in pain. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, speaking of old people things I've been doing recently, I've been soaking my feet at night.
Like Patrick Ewing after 37 minutes. Are you putting like what are you putting in this? What are you putting? Like, you know, are you putting some salt or whatever? Like, how are you seasoning your feet? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, well, here's the thing. Like, I didn't realize this until more recently, but actually, I realized this when we went to China last year. There's like a thing where, if you get a foot massage in China, it's like a pretty common practice. Like, they'll first have you dunk your feet into like what I can only describe as a foot broth. So like, it's
Like,
probably got like.
Can you
this-
drink it after?
No,
Okay,
absolutely not.
okay,
But
okay.
I mean, you know, it's got like ginger and like some like green onion and like it's like really hot as well. So like,
Sounds like a stew to me. Yeah.
okay, so all right, story time. Last year we were in Guangzhou, and for people who watch like food videos online, you guys might know the name Lucas Sin. He's a James Beard Award winner.
Clout chaser.
Oh, clout
alert.
demon! Oh,
Incoming.
just hanging out with Bobby Webster and Lucas Sin.
yeah.
Actually, that would be a pretty cool hangout. But so we had to be hanging out with Lucas in Guangzhou, and one afternoon he was like, we were free, and he was just like, yo, like, you guys want to go hang out and just go hit the streets in Guangzhou? And we're like, yeah, sure, of course, man. Like this sounds great. So like took us to eat a whole bunch of like pretty classic things, you know, some pretty good spots. And then afterwards he's like, yo, we got an hour left. Like, you know, I know a place around the corner that does massages. Like, would you want to go? I'm like, yes, absolutely. So we go into this like back alley and get like foot massages. Oh, well, actually they decided to get full body massages. I'm like, I got an hour. I'll just do my foot massage, whatever. So me and friend of the program, Elaine Kwan, are like sitting side by side with the foot massage thing. And at the first thing, I guess I never had a foot massage before, so this might just be like more unconversations. But I didn't expect the first thing to be just like putting my feet in like a hot broth, basically. For
Right.
For like
that
5
sensation
minutes.
must have felt good though, right? Like,
Well, it was like 70 degrees or something. Like it was a really hot bath, like that the
Yeah.
foot was in. But it's like there to like tenderize your feet, basically. I mean, it's like it's not dissimilar to like getting like marinating meat, I suppose. Like
someone said, love this sesame noodles recipe that you
no,
just-
there's hold on. There's like an actual like oh my god.
Is this like a
foot
Chinese
bath,
history lesson happening right now?
Chinese
Yeah.
recipe. No, I swear this is a real thing because like,
Yeah,
there's
so-
like real
so-
menus that you could put together for this.
So you're dipping your foot
It's like a tea bag
into
or
this
something.
broth.
Yeah, so you like leave it in there for like I don't know 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it really softens up your feet, and then they start massaging. By the way, it was an excellent massage.
Yeah.
Legit. I've been having like persistent ankle issues, and like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like she immediately was like, okay, there's like this knot here. It's like you got to get it massaged more often. I don't know if that was just for business or whatever. Yeah, here you go. Here's an idea of this. Yes, leg slimming foot bath. But as you can see, it has all these like goji berries are going in there. That's like ginger.
Yeah.
Man, people who listen to this pod know so much about Asian people that they had
this-
no idea.
This looks like you slap a bag at Bulk Barn, you know?
Yeah, basically.
Let's
So-
get some chocolate covered pretzels in there, man. Why not? Yeah.
So
Russell Westbrook, why not? Yeah.
no, but like it actually worked great, and I don't know, like, but yeah, now I've actually began like soaking my feet again. So
Okay, so you're like doing a homemade, like a home kind of, foot soaking situation.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't gone so far as to like put ginger or any of this stuff in there. I just
Yeah.
kind of use like hot water or cold water, depending on
for
what I need.
sure,
for the
you
day.
can find something similar here, right? To like go to a
Oh.
spoke here.
Yeah, for sure. You could go to Chinatown. You probably got this exact same treatment.
Yo, get this and a little Jang Bing, and you're laughing, bro.
You can eat the jianbing while your feet are in the jianbing.
You can eat it with your feet, bro.
Baby, you got a stew.
Yo, we got a stew going.
Yo,
man.
recipes, Carl
Show us
Weathers.
some Carl Weathers, man. Holy.
No, I'm telling you, this is a real thing.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I've been.
Wait,
that's,
what were we talking about that got us to this?
Oh,
old
just
head,
like
old head stuff.
what's old head
stuff,
activities? Yeah, I've been
Okay,
soaking
yeah,
my
yeah,
feet. Yeah, but soaking your feet is
Yeah.
actually really nice. It kind of calms you down.
Yeah.
You know,
you know,
for
I've
the
never
night,
like
de-stress.
speaking of feet, like since we're on this topic, like,
Oh yeah.
no, like
Here we go.
I realize I've never gotten like a pedicure or manicure in my life, man. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I might
yeah.
need to treat myself one time, you know. So,
Yeah, well, you know.
I think I'll put that on my to-do list for like, you know, I guess from now until the end of the year. So
I mean,
I feel like
it's just
that's
kind of
a-
nice to treat yourself.
yeah.
I mean, you know,
so-
like this is. I feel like this is something that women do much better than men, generally speaking. It's just like
Yeah, I
actually
think-
focus on like dedicated self care. You know,
I
men just
think
kind of
women-
like
women
blast
take
through
care
life.
women take care of themselves way better than men. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you end up with high cholesterol and a colonoscopy. Yeah.
Wow. Are you concerned? What led you
No,
to
no,
get,
no,
what
no,
led you to
no.
get this physical?
No, it's just like a regular checkup. Like I used to do.
Okay.
The pandemic kind of threw that off in terms of just like doing an annual checkup and stuff.
Mm.
And then especially because I turned 40 now, I just want to be
Sure.
like, you know, just more aware and hopefully can like have better eating habits and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna get better on that. I mean, I already saw Jerome at the park today, and we had this conversation. So
Nice. Are you guys? Well, I mean, part of the what good eating is like if you know do a little cooking at home. You know.
yeah, that's not happening.
Yo, what do you mean? My guy Robbie, our guy Robbie, like, I next time I see you, I got a whole bunch of spices for you.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ravi. I'm gonna dump all those spices onto a bag of popcorn. Yeah.
Well, you know, that's
See,
not
that'd be
bad.
dope too. Yeah.
Popcorn's not necessarily unhealthy. Just depends on what you put on it.
Let's see what else. I don't
By the way,
really
this is a great point. How do we get here? / what are we talking about? Is also a very old head thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's like
just
you
forgetting how
you
got
get
to this
into a
point.
conversation. Another old head thing. I mean, this might just be like digital addiction, but like you ever like open Chrome and then by the time you've opened Chrome, you forget what you were gonna search for.
Yo, first off, you calling it opening Chrome is very funny.
So I was. What would you say? How would
is
you
that a-
say
is that a
it?
different
Open an
way?
internet browser?
Is that a different way of saying you're shooting somebody? You opening Chrome?
Yo, what you know about Netscape? What you know about Mozilla Firefox,
Yeah,
bro?
I know all about
You know?
Mozilla Firefox. That little crowdsource.
Anyways,
Oh my
like, have you
God.
ever opened a tab, open Chrome, new tab, because you meant to search for something, and by the time you get there, you're like, oh shit, I totally forgot.
You know what? I miss being able to browse just freely on the web. I feel like if I open Chrome these days, I feel like I'm like going to like 5 sites at most, and then I'm just like going through them, cycling through them, seeing what's up there, and
Yeah,
then
plus
just like
Google
closing.
kind of sucks now with like all the. Oh no, Google's great. We love Google. Yeah, shout out to Google.
we,
yeah.
we love Google.
Yeah, never
especially
mind.
Especially the phones. I actually do
Shout
love
out to the
Google
Pixel
Pixels
as well. Yeah. so-
No, but like, yeah, I just feel like there maybe was more of a web browsing curiosity, because I think maybe social media now has like removed some of like the active searching you may have. Like people just kind of like present stuff to you and throw it on the timeline or whatever. But like, I think maybe back then there was like even that like what was that website that you can like click and get to like random websites like Clickhole or something. Is this like am I tripping out? Is this like a? I think,
I
that's
think
the
that
thing.
was a thing.
Yeah,
I think
it was
that
like
was the thing. Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a wormhole thing that would just take you to different subjects. Like I'm feeling curious about like geology, and then like boom, it'll take you to.
Well, the one thing you can.
I don't know.
the
I
one
browse on
thing-
YouTube. That's about it.
The one thing you can do is like you can go on Wikipedia. I like doing. Sometimes you can just like randomize, like they'll just bring you to articles, and they can take
Oh,
you to rabbit holes.
You open Chrome and
Yeah, I do
and
that.
randomize Wikipedia?
I know like Reddit is not like perfect, but I find some like good subreddits where you can like learn a lot of stuff like about specific subjects that you want. And I find Reddit to be really organized too if you're browsing the front pages for like just news. That's what Twitter used to be, But
yeah,
Twitter's just completely fractured now.
Oh, Twitter's
in that
Twitter's
way.
terrible now. But I
Yeah,
still
Twitter,
use it a lot.
Twitter,
which is-
no, I'm on Twitter. Like I still browse, but it's like it used to be a great resource just to organize your news
Sure.
and like organize seeing people and stuff. And I feel like that's been fractured.
It was not chat roulette, okay? It was stumble upon. Thank you. It was stumble upon, which I did miss quite a bit. I used it a decent amount when I was
Oh
bored.
my god.
No, but you know when you open Chrome, like your homepage is ESPN, so like
Well, this was the other thing I was gonna mention. I know Will's giving me a hard
this is
time.
an old head thing, by the way. It's like having a set homepage that isn't just like the Google default
Yeah.
page. Or
Well,
whatever.
Will's giving me a hard time because like I know like I don't know like what's the go-to app when you're checking scores? You use Score, the Score
Yeah,
app?
use the score. Yeah.
Okay, I still open a browser and go to ESPN.com/NBA/scoreboard.
Okay.
And I was doing that because like
You know, ESPN has an app. You could just use the ESPN app too.
Jeremy
It's
Mainlander.
turning into an advertisement, but
Jeremy Mainlander, like, and I were at a concert on Friday,
sure.
and like Jagmeet Singh, I was just
Which
there to
concert
see,
was it, Jack?
No, I just want to say, just like Jagmeet Singh, I was just there to see
Jagmeet.
SZA.
Name
And
3 SZA songs right now.
Kill Bill, The Weeknd. She got to have a song that's called "I Hate You" or something. Yeah,
That's a lyric in one of her songs.
or "I'll Kill You." Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not it. That's what Drake sent you in the DM.
So
He's
yeah,
like,
no,
don't
but,
ever go to Shing again.
no, but Jeremy was laughing at me because I was trying to check the NBA Finals game, and I opened ESPN and waited for it to load. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah,
What
I
was-
should
what-
switch that though. It's just
What
like
was he
this.
using, man? Weibo?
For some reason, he already had it like on his like just like screensaver type. Like
Oh, you can
pulling
have
up
you
a
can add a
Oh,
widget.
widget.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
add a
yeah.
widget.
It was like right
Do you
there.
want us to teach you how to add a widget to your phone?
Ah, that sounds like a lot, man.
All right.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Do you know what a widget is, right? Like technologically, just curious.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a politically incorrect term, if that's what you're wondering.
Jug meat?
I think it is. no?
Okay, yeah. I was just there for SZA, man. I love this city.
Yeah. You
I was definitely there for Kendrick and SZA, but
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
I'm wearing his shirt right now from the concert.
By the way, this
Scale
might
of
be one
one.
of the weakest things I've ever seen, man. It's ultimately inconsequential, but like, damn. Like,
Yeah, no, he created an L for himself. He just didn't have to do anything.
what did he say? He was just like, did he just post a video of himself at the Kendrick concert?
I
Like,
guess he was like spotted there.
Spotted there or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
so Drake goes in the DMs. It's like, yo, like, what
You're a
did he
goof.
You're a goof.
Or you're
which
goofy. Yeah.
like, to be fair, it's like whatever. It's like you.
Absolutely.
I guess it's Drake, but you mostly just brush it off. If anyone called me a goof, I'd probably just brush it off. But
Yeah.
then to come out with the full scale apology,
The
it's
full
just-
full scale apology is so good. The I was just there for SZA is so good
it's just there.
because that was literally a running joke I was doing the day of the concert to like people in Toronto. I was like, "Yo, I'm just going for SZA," and then this man's
crazy.
actually using it as an apology. Is so good.
Why do you
legit
have to
apology.
apologize, man? Aren't you the leader of like a whole ass party in Canada? Like,
Is he still?
well, I don't know, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, he had no chance, but
All right,
Oh,
that's all I got for the 6-pack.
I got one more, or we got two more actually in here because I think we only went through 4.
oh yeah, I was gonna say
five.
there's more, man.
Well, anyway, no, we're gonna skip one of them because we don't need to talk about that. But guys, we have a live show coming up at NBA Courtside next week. We're gonna be doing a NBA Draft live.
Watch party.
I think we're gonna go live watch party. We're gonna go live, I think, online, but also we're inviting everyone to come attend. We're gonna share a link in the description for this episode to get your reservation at NBA Courtside and join us on the day.
Next Wednesday, NBA draft, 8 p.m. at NBA Courtside. They're on.
I believe we'll
Queens
be
Quay.
there before that. Right now we have the 8 p.m. because that's when the actual draft starts, and I think that's when our
So-
show will start. But I think we'll
so
probably be there earlier.
Pull up, and we're gonna have we'll have a link. People can just RSVP for the event, right?
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I think watching the draft together is always really fun. Because like you're it's one of those things you actually are chained to the TV and you are like bound to like actually watch live events as it happens. We'll see obviously if the Raptors end up using the 9th pick or if they trade it, but it'll be fun either way to sort of react to the rest of the draft. I think the only thing we know for sure in this year's draft will be probably that, well, we know that it'll be Cooper 1. It'll probably be Dylan Harper number 2. Probably to San Antonio unless they make some sort of crazy trade before that. But like, yeah. Other than that, there's gonna be a lot of like transactions, a lot of movement. So we'll be going live. I believe the plan is to go live sometime before the Raptors' 9th pick and sort of discuss sort of all the things that goes on. But more than anything else, it's always fun to just meet people. And, of course, NBA Courtside's a great place to go watch the NBA. I think that's, like, the part of the purpose of the restaurant. But, like, they have some pretty good food. I think the venue is really cool. It's right by the water. It's going to be pretty beautiful.
Great.
So
I think that's a really good spot for pregame, during the game, and postgame, and especially for, like, events like the draft. I think, like you mentioned, Will, like there's going to be, like, aside from the Raptors, I know everybody's locked in on the Raptors here. Like, I feel like with the way things are going, we'll probably see some pretty good trade go down too.
Yep.
And there's going to be a lot of fun stuff happening that night. So yeah, make sure you guys come out, man. I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah. For any like we did this before with the NBA trade deadline. And what we did was we went live online, but also live to the venue itself. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. We also have another return next week.
Yeah, officially announcing. So I know we've had a few people, I'm sure you guys have had people, like, message, DM and stuff asking for a banter pod. I think general reply to them is like, yeah, since the Raptors went 14-40, like, we've been banter podding every show.
That's just what we do now.
Yeah, we've been giving Will his little 20 minutes, cute little 20 minutes, recap the game, and then we've just been six-packing and masquerading this as a basketball.
What was
show,
this
but really
unk
just
talk
banter.
if it wasn't banter?
Yeah, exactly. But yes, it is time for an official banter pod to return. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about, and specifically the Bobby Webster event that took place on Saturday.
A lot of great behind the scenes stories.
Yeah, we don't want to bury this just like as a 6-pack item. I think it deserves its own segment on a banter pod. So we'll be able to share that, and for the flow too, for the listeners, like the episode, our interview with him is gonna come out later this week, and then we'll do the banter pod shortly after. So
We're aiming for Wednesday to release the Bobby pod.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wait,
so then
I
you guys
can't wait. We got some great stories out of that.
Listen,
you already heard it back today, didn't you, Will?
I've already heard it back, and we got some amazing stories.
Never before shared stories about like Kawhi trade and a lot of other stuff.
I mean, look, I always have faith in us as content creators. So like as interviewers. I mean, why am I saying content creators? As interviewers, I have faith in us. But I think, as with any sort of interview, like it really is dependent on how open the guest is willing to be and how comfortable they feel. And I thought Bobby was like really comfortable and like shared a lot of great stories. Like, he told a really great Kyle Lowry story that I'm sure people are going to really resonate with. By the way, Kyle Lowry was just randomly there on Renfrew on Saturday as well. We ran into. Well, I mean, I did tell Bobby, hey, Kyle's over there, and we ran over to say hi.
We don't need to blow everything. Let's say,
you're starting to do that thing, bro.
Yeah,
but I mean, Bobby gave us blow for blow details of how the Kawhi Leonard trade came to be, and then of course how the Kawhi Leonard pitch was in that offseason. These details, as somebody who's covered the Raptors, like since that time. I didn't know most of these details, so for him to tell these stories was really fun, man.
I think that's why it's worthwhile for us. Like, aside from sharing just like behind the scenes fun stuff, I know people always want to hear that. Like, we almost on the banter pod will do like a DVD commentary version of like the interview back.
Oh,
like,
the director's cut.
Yeah, no, but there's just a lot of things that we can react to based on what Bobby said.
You want to do a react pod to our own pod?
No, but once people have listened to it, like I think we do have a lot of just kind of feedback and responses.
Dissect it a little bit. Yeah,
Inception pod, a pod within a pod.
We'll be able to dissect that, and then there's gonna be some good banter pod topics, including I was able to through some sources. We've talked a lot about friend of the program Lee Ben Osman, and he's it's very difficult to go out to eat with because he has a very huge list of food items that he's allergic to.
Yeah.
I've been able to secure the official list of things that he's allergic to.
Oh, okay.
And I'll look up the rules on whether that can be shared publicly.
And why not? It's just allergies.
I guess I'll just get his permission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And then we'll do that. And then we'll take some listener questions too. So
of course.
It'll be really fun. Just to do a full banter pod. And then, of course, yeah, we'll have all the draft coverage and all that stuff next week, too. So
There you go.
good
And when we
times.
getting Surge, man? What about Surge?
When are we getting our Yes Sirs t-shirts?
Yeah, I think that's a better question, man. Yeah.
All
That's
right.
really
Well,
not-
Yes, Surge.
well, you know what? You brought us there. And I'm going to bring you guys to the Tangerine Fan Inbox.
Hell yeah.
What up,
Hell
fans?
yeah. What up, fans? Yes, everyone. It is time for the Tangerine Fan Inbox. Tangerine is the official bank of the Toronto Raptors, foundational partner of WNBA Canada and NBA Canada. And, of course, they're not just fans of basketball. They're fans of basketball. They're fans of fans who will lovingly remember the champion that comes out of this 2025 NBA Finals. If you're hearing this, there's no doubting your commitment. Fans like you are at the heart of what makes this game great. So while Will waits for his next invite to Ennis Esmer's Sunday poker game, Tangerine is
Ennis,
turning the spotlight
buddy.
from the court to the stands and celebrating the way Raptors fans support their team, because this is how we fan. To learn more, visit tangerine.ca/basketball. As always, guys, I'm going to pop in a couple of comments from the chat. First off, let's go here. This is the Pacers' best chance to win. OKC will be back next year. Who knows about the East? How do you feel about this? Because, yeah, I think we feel OKC is in a really good position, but do we think that the Pacers have a similar run like this in them?
Sorry.
what
Big
you-
shots to Hollow. Big shots to Hollow.
No, it's Hala Pen 15. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a good point. I mean, that's maybe part of the motivation that I had. It's a great name. I'm not even joking. It's just genuinely funny for our sense of humor.
So stupid.
Okay, I just try to pull it back.
Oh my God. Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go
Answer
there.
this. Answer this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it, right? I think Indiana has captured everyone's hearts. Like, I think this has been, I wouldn't even say a Cinderella run necessarily, because, like, they're not necessarily that bad. This isn't like an 8 seed going to the finals or anything, but, like, this team has played fun basketball. They've given us memorable moments, and even if OKC gets the win in Game 6 or Game 7, like, I think people are still going to ultimately remember Indiana's run more than maybe OKC's, like, title. And that's not even
hater.
that's not even a slight to OKC. It's just how memorable Indiana has been. I don't remember a finals run this memorable. This is even better than those Heat finals runs for me, to be honest. Because, like, those ones were really cool. Like, they were definitely the underdog. Like, some of those were the 8 seed and stuff like that, coming all the way through from the play-in tournament. But I think the style of play for Miami was also kind of nasty to watch. Versus, like, Indiana is, like, aesthetically pleasing. They're fun. There's lots of guys to root for. So, yeah, I mean, I do hope that Indiana somehow manages to get the win here. It's also a team that has just gone a very long time without winning a chip. Like, their only titles were in the
it's
ABA.
Yeah, it's the ABA
Yeah.
days, right? Well, I think
Yeah.
it's just like I actually learned a new word over the weekend. Shouts to a friend of the program, Zoe. Do you guys know Kismet?
Kismet.
I learned this word.
Okay.
I
It's
guess
like
it means like
serendipity.
fate or like destiny. Yeah, like serendipity.
Yeah, sure.
And the Pacers feel like the Kismet team, you know, like they like the comebacks. I know we've talked about it over and over again. And I know, like, friend of the program, Kirtika, has, like, tweeted out all the, like, yo, Pacers, you know, teams are now 1 in 3,000, you know, 918 when they trail by 10 with 2 minutes left. But it's like, you go back to the first round, the second round. Like, I was just thinking randomly today about, like, the Aaron Nesmith game.
You mean the
Or,
Aaron
like,
Kismet?
Yeah.
yeah. And I was randomly thinking, like, just even that Halliburton game 1
Yeah.
at the Garden
Yeah.
in overtime. Like, and again, I think anything, like, even when you said earlier, like, we'll remember Indiana more than OKC. Like, this is not even a shade towards, like, the Thunder and everything that they've
No,
accomplished.
Pacers
Like,
have
it's
had one of
it's
the
been
most
an
memorable
incredible
runs
season.
ever,
But
man.
like, think about, like, the Pacers have given us so many memorable moments.
Yeah.
Like, during this playoff run, and I think they've just made everyone fall in love with them, and I think they have a fair chance. Like, this is like, they made the conference finals last year. They're in the finals this year. And, you know, I would give them a fair chance against all the other teams, especially if you're talking about the East being wide open, right? So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. In the spirit of Alex's commentary on the quality of finals teams, would love to see Alex letterbox grade the finals broadcast over the last 10 years.
Honestly, like I know this has become like a huge topic of conversation, and I know it's almost become like an easy thing to just like rail on like the ESPN like broadcast. But tonight was the first night when I actually was like, yeah, this is really bad.
It's kind of really cringe.
Yeah, no,
I
I was
like,
even
I'm
messaging you guys
cringing a
about
lot
it,
when
and I
when
don't normally comment on the broadcast or anything.
Yeah, like I just we're watching a game 5, a 2-2 game 5, and I just wanted the broadcast to make me feel immersed in that, and I did not feel that at all. Like that.
I just
that
feel
was my
like the
gripe.
three of them just feel so disconnected, so it's hard to come together to like really drive together some sort of energy or plot.
They're never having a conversation.
Yeah,
Like it's always just kind of like
Right.
taking turns, and then Mike Breen is like chiming in. So
yeah, it's not even a slight so much on like the individual people as much as like it just seems disconnected.
But why is it so hard for ESPN to do this versus like we never really complain about the TNT broadcast? Like maybe we'll say once in a while Reggie's corny, but like that's just because he's corny. Like like.
I mean,
We
I mentioned this last time when we were at the bar watching Game 4, but it just feels like culturally the two networks have just like a different energy. That's all.
yeah, and I'm sure ESPN has a lot of politics too, of like obviously like sliding
Yeah,
certain
sure.
people in there, and there's I feel like they have a.
Well, they're gonna change it again next year. Like there's no way they're running this back.
Well, I was gonna say they have a preference for former players, but it's like the whole inside the NBA is former players. So and it's worked perfectly. But it's like I think like Richard Jefferson, like people have their gripes with Perk too, right? And all this stuff. And it's just like maybe they're not finding the right voices. That's why I'm excited for Amazon. Like I really think guys like Blake Griffin, Eric will be really good. Like provided they get the space to like chat and stuff.
I do think that there's something to be said about bringing new voices in because you're just generally more excited when you're newer to a job. Like when you've done it for like 12, 15 years, like, I mean, you can get excited for sure. That's part of the professionalism. But I think there's like a natural cynicism that sort of creeps in. So I am also really excited for Amazon to pop in with some newer, fresh voices.
And if you're a former player, I think the strength is you're able to bring stories that an analyst would otherwise not be able to.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard one Richard Jefferson story in these finals where he's taking you behind the scenes? Because he's been on some iconic teams. He's on the Spurs. He was on LeBron's Cavs. He was on the New Jersey Nets. Like, there's great stories that he probably can share.
He talked about
within the
Jason
flow of the
Kidd
game.
a little bit in this game when talking about
broadcast is not a
Tyrese
great
needing
moment to talk about like stories, right? Because don't you have to
I just
talk about
don't.
the game?
I just don't feel like they're ever having conversations. Like Jeff Van Gundy would always segue into just telling stories. Like Jeff would tell stories while they're in the flow on air.
Yeah, that's true.
And him and
Maybe,
Mark. I mean, it was easier because him and Mark were actually in the same era.
Yeah, but they're also kind of weirdly likable because you could tell they were genuinely friends. Like, you
I
could
still
tell
think it's a crazy revisionist history of people missing those guys. I swear they were hated.
There was a camaraderie.
absolutely
They were
were.
hated
Yeah,
because like people got tired of them, but like they weren't even hated. People just got annoyed. Hate too strong of a word, but like they had a genuine camaraderie. You could tell that like they went for dinners together on the road. Like there's no way you're going on the road and you're seeing Richard Jefferson and Mike Breen like yucking it up at a steakhouse. You know what I mean? Like that's not. I can't even fathom that idea. So they're gonna change it again.
We need to get Breen some new partners, man.
All right. Well, moving on to the next thing here. You guys are talking about playoff risers and fallers. Respect for Carlisle, way up.
Yes,
I think coming
that's
out of
a
this.
Carlisle's all-time
Yeah.
coach, man.
That's a
Yeah,
great call, man.
I think he already is an all-time coach. He has that finals win against the Heatles, the first-year Heatles. If he somehow pulls this off, it would be really incredible. But I think even without the win, this has been an all-time playoff run for him, this 2025 playoffs.
No, for sure. And I think the fact that these finals look like, I mean, I know they're down 3-2, but it's looked like a even back and forth matchup. That's a huge credit to Carl. Nobody was predicting this, right? Like coming in, not even us.
Yeah.
Rick Carlisle, he's about to crack the top 10 in like career wins as a coach, which like everyone else is already a Hall of Famer, like or is going to be like Greg Popovich, Don Nelson, Lenny Wilkins, Jerry Sloan, Pat Riley, George Karl. Doc Rivers is still active, but he will eventually go in. Phil Jackson, Larry Brown, Rick Adelman. Those are the only guys ahead of him right now. Like that's a really impressive list. So big shots to Rick Carlisle, man.
And doing it in different spots is pretty impressive on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that he's taken 3 different teams to like really high success is
Different
very, very
styles,
impressive.
man.
Yeah,
Very different styles.
Very adaptable, man.
Yeah. And knows how to work, I guess, the press conference too.
Also, the press conferences are
5D
amazing,
chess,
man.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, by the way, not to bring it back to ESPN, but they were like today, wow, they're gonna start the broadcast at 8:30 so they can show the national anthems.
They got bullied into that too, just like when they showed the digital Larry O'B's, because people were like, used to hear the crowd of the starting intros and stuff. Yeah,
but guess
the
what?
intros did not hit in OKC.
You know what's not gonna persuade me to tune in to the ESPN broadcast is getting to hear the Star Spangled Banner. Like, please, that's not a song I want to hear right now.
Facts. Elbows up.
No, seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, seriously, man. Great. Oh, wonderful. I got to tune in for the national anthem, man. Great.
You do like to belt the tune when you're there, though.
Yeah,
do you
that's
belt the
different,
US?
man.
You belt the US one. Yeah,
It's just for pure singing purposes. Not
You do
allegiances.
love to sing along to things.
I'm just a singing ass guy.
You little singer.
You're
a
a
little
joyful
singer, man.
soul, man.
All right. Just another time to shout out that Neesmith put back over chat.
Yeah,
very good.
that was the sequel to the Venom, man. The Venom
Yeah.
over Spider.
I barely knew
in the
this one
second
happened
round.
though.
There was a genuine shock because it just like moved forward and they went back and be like, he dunked it. And I was like,
oh, 2 points
Yeah.
for Indiana.
yeah.
my God.
It was pretty funny because I think there was like a moment of confusion where they're like, did that go in? Like the score like went up already and everything. But anyway.
That's not exactly is this the dagger.
We met them
count.
at the Bobby Webster show, but shout out Top Shot.
Top
Oh,
Shot.
Big shout out to Top Shot Tesla, man.
Top Shot, it was so nice meeting you at the event, man. Just like the reveal, we had a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you guys had the interactions too with like just people from the live chat and just revealing to us their username. There was like a certain excitement in that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get to another one because I do think they have a comment that we'll share. But Alex, what's hiding under this hat? Another reference to the hat earlier. Do you want to remind us what you're wearing there?
Yeah, so one of the listeners dropped off a scumbag rule the world hat. And this is a great design. So check out Scumbag World. Seriously, they got some great merchant hats. Yeah,
They do. They
But
do.
what are you hiding under there, man?
nothing. Some high cholesterol. Yeah.
Wow. Damn, you're really crashing about this high cholesterol, man. It's fine.
man.
You'll be
Trying
all
to
right.
get my life together,
Take some time.
We
Your
were
life is
talking
together.
about
You're doing great,
you
though.
wore this hat like right away after you received it, and we actually got this photo of you after dinner
mogging.
mogging out here.
Oh man.
Which does actually lead to another question that people, or that at least one of our listeners had. Did Alex actually wear his wedding suit to the event? Was the
Yo,
question.
John Lamb,
here.
man, where do you live, bro? No, this was not. This is actually a great question because now it makes me.
We'll talk
try to
about it more
think.
on the banter because we have
but-
to break down
Yeah.
the choice here because, I mean, the short bit here, which we don't need to go into now because, again, we're saving it for the banter, is a lot of people are expecting Alex to wear the shiny Stone Island
Yeah,
jacket.
we're not telling that story.
We'll
until,
talk more
you
about
must
it.
tune into the banter pod.
Yo,
Yeah.
why are you gassing the banter so much, man?
And this
Why
is
not?
like when we hyped up Norm Powell for like 3
AJ
months.
the banter, man.
The deli-
But
yeah.
the three of us had great fits at this event. I can't wait
really
to
did,
dive
yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
I felt like we all brought our little own pizzazz. Someone's like, why not tuck in that shirt? Yo, the minute Bobby was off stage, I untucked that shirt, man. You know?
Oh, really?
You know
That's
how much
true.
I
That's
don't
right.
want to wear these type of clothing. It just reminds me of being in Ernst and Young, man.
Were you dressed like this at Ernst & Young every day?
I would dress a little bit like this, yeah, just a little bit like this.
that
But
what-
I
You're
don't.
mogging over at Ernst &
I
Young.
didn't know. I don't know where my wedding suit is. It's just like. I wish I still had my game worn wedding suit because I bet you Sexy
Your
Beast would ask me
game
for. Yo, I can
wants that,
guarantee.
man? Sexy Beast? Sexy
I
Beast
can
probably
guarantee
want
you that's worn once. Yeah.
Yo, that's.
Single game worn. Wow.
Are you not supposed to recycle your you're just not gonna wear your wedding suit ever again? Like, what if you go to future big events? I don't know. Like,
I'll worry about it when the scenario comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying it just seems excessive, man. Why did I pay so much to
I
wear
guess I
this?
could have just rented too, because a lot of people just rent, right?
That's true.
Sure, yeah. Well,
Anyway,
I mean, I definitely rented clothes recently.
Let's worry about something that's coming up sooner.
Sure.
Alex has a colonoscopy in 2 days and is drinking ice caps after midnight.
Hey,
Yo,
man,
don't worry about it, Caleb. Man. Come on, man.
Yo, I got this whole sheet of instructions here.
Yeah,
All
read,
it says,
read the
All right,
instructions.
read about-
all it says is 3 days prior to the procedure, stop taking iron supplements and fiber supplements. Avoid foods that contain small, hard to digest foods like the following: iron pills, nuts, seeds, berries, grapes, multi-grain breads / cereal or sweet corn.
They think you're a bear.
Oh my god.
They think
And
you're Winnie
then
the Pooh.
no solid
No
food
honey for you.
no solid
That's not your diet. You're not eating iron pills and berries.
no solid food for breakfast, lunch, or dinner tomorrow.
Kanji all day.
Well, today now it's 1:14 a.m. Right?
Yeah, so drink only clear fluids. So the examples that they gave were white grape juice, white cranberry juice, 7-Up, Sprite, or ginger ale.
Oh, that's Lee Ben's diet.
Verner's, baby.
I'll be ripping Verner's tomorrow. I'll be ripping other things, but we'll see. Clear Gatorade like G2, like a G2,
Yeah, that glacier.
like a G2,
G2?
baby.
G2
All right.
like the Tessa never did.
There's gonna be some Far East movement in those bowels.
At 2 p.m., take 4 Dulcolax pills.
Yeah, that's right.
At
Dulcolax.
at 5 p.m., mix the bowel preparation with 4 liters of water.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got to drink like crazy for this.
And then I have to wake up because my appointment's at
Yeah,
12:30. I have to wake up 6 hours before
Oh,
and start like just sipping all this stuff.
Yo,
Dude,
you
drink
just gotta
one glass
torture
every day.
yourself for a day, man.
Oh, I'm about to rip 7 movies on Letterboxd in the next 2
my
days.
God.
Man.
The reviews are gonna be crazy, man.
It's just gonna be like, yo, help! Had to go to the washroom 7 times. Who was Saw? Oh, Saw was in there the whole time. Met my final destination.
oh my gosh. There's really no good segue from here, but
Yeah.
who has a better starting 5? For the Magic.
Yo, Orlando Magic fans said, "Don't let us get Desmond Bane for 5 picks." Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is the whole league was like, all right,
so-
cool. Now you have Desmond
So I
Bane.
follow a lot of Orlando accounts. I don't know why. And then when they got Bane, everybody
Wasn't that your
posted-
first like special interest when we were gonna?
Yeah,
cast
that's
you?
We
right.
did your
Yeah.
homework, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't hand that in. And then like, yeah, they posted all these highlight videos of Bane over the weekend, and they're like, "Yo, we got a demon."
Oh man. Well,
So Magic fans are really excited about this.
I know none of those Bane highlights were from this year's playoffs. So I'll tell you
The
that much,
demons
man.
have notoriously short arms.
Better starting lineup. What do you think, Will?
I think part of the Raptor fans' like perception of the Magic is colored by the fact that the Raps fully tanking went down to Orlando for those 2 games and somehow walked away with 2
Oh,
wins.
the sweep. Yeah.
Right? Remember there was the Jacoby Walter game winner. There's the other one where the Raptors outright threw the game and they still couldn't do it. I think like
Right.
yeah, AJ Lawson had like a crazy run there. We were playing like Colin Castleton. We
Was
still
that
beat
the
him.
Wagner fumble that happened at the end of one of
Yeah,
those?
yeah. There was like a layup. He had a wide open layup to win the game. And he couldn't make it. I think objectively Orlando is a better starting 5 than the Toronto Raptors do. Maybe if we go position by position, like there are probably some where you're more equivalent on, but like
Isn't this
especially
also
after the
bred
Bane
from like the
trade.
Suggs versus Barnes debate ever since the draft?
Yeah, that's not even a debate anymore because I think Scotty definitely won that. But like,
No, I know it's not, but I think that's like where kind of the roots of some of the comps come
Yeah.
from.
would you guys rather have Suggs or IQ? I feel like you'd rather have Suggs.
I don't know.
I
Tobias
love
Harris over
Suggs.
Chris Paul, probably.
Yeah,
I love Suggs though, man. Just like
I do like Suggs a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
yeah, great defender. When he comes back with a full head of hair, when he comes back wearing the 4.5.
yo, I can't
That
wait
is
till-
literally what John Cena is doing right now. He is in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
process of his hair plugs growing back in.
Oh,
And there's no shame in it,
got
man.
bullied into that too, right? Like people were just making.
Oh,
fun
so
of
he claims. Yeah. I mean, he's just a Hollywood
it's
guy.
it's
at
a
this
long
point.
form storytelling type thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here's a comment just with regard to the Raptors being in the middle of every trade rumor. Raptors have become the Celtics when it comes to trade
Wow.
rumors.
Yeah, this was when
That's
the
devastating.
Danny Ainge era when,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the Celtics were just in on everyone. Yeah. I do think the Raptors are making calls on everyone, but yeah,
Oh, well, they're
I
making
think it's a
calls.
good comp. I think it's a good comp. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, are we actually gonna do anything? That's the thing. Are we just like perpetually
we're
perpetually
getting DeMontis
exploring?
Sabonis. Yeah.
That sounds horrible. No offense to DeMontis, but
We're
like,
gonna get DeMontis Sabonis.
You don't want to be handed off DeMontis Sabonis.
God, he should play with Desmond Bane. Those guys will pair well together.
Somebody's tired. Somebody's tired.
I mean, speaking of tired, Tala, who we also met.
Oh,
at
you're getting
the-
called out, brother. I hope you left because you better listen to this back.
I
on
mean,
the
he
pod,
said
bro.
this right here: going to sleep, but thanks, hello, and welcome for the Bobby Q&A event.
So
Tala won a jersey.
did he?
Yeah, Tala won the second jersey.
What? That was him. So he
This
pulled
guy
up to
knew
me.
Brian Wright.
So he
called
pulled
it,
up.
yeah.
He pulled up to me and he introduced himself, but didn't say his name at
Okay.
first.
Yeah.
So then he was like, hey man, like I'm part of that live chat. Like I'm on those streams. I'm like, yo, like which one are you? Because I wanted to like
Sure.
just
Are
identify.
You, are
'cause-
you jalapenos? Let us know.
no, like, are you Spam Dunk 87? Like, what's the
yeah,
deal,
yeah,
right? Because, like, I think it's really cool, especially meeting the live chat people, because I feel like they've been with us for, like, the whole season, and we've kind of just, like, they formed personalities here. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And then he's like, yo, I can't tell you because, like, I talk shit to you all the time because I just want you guys to show my comments or whatever. He's like, I just troll, bro.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And then he finally told me that it was.
I actually have the same story, except I knew who he was the whole time. So you guys know at the end of the show, I was like backing up all our footage from the
Yeah.
thing. So I was just sitting on stage on my laptop, and he comes up and gives me the same spiel of like, "Hey man, just to let you know, I'm like one of the people from the chat." And I look up at him and said, "Hi, Tala."
Yo, that's
Wow.
sick. Yo, that's so sick. That's so sick. Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, man, like we muted you a few times, bro. Like you can't get out of control, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm like,
no,
yo,
I
just
because he
chill.
talked to you first. He came up to me. He's like, "Man, I'm sorry about that."
This man was having a full meltdown of his live chat behavior. Hey, all we want is just like, yo, you guys want to argue about Scotty Barnes all day in the chat? I don't care, but it's like always like just keep the language like appropriate, like don't make things personal, like all of this stuff. Like we
Also,
enjoy
yeah,
a
we're,
good
we're
chat.
out here like we love like you'll hear us rip on each other like nonstop through this, but
Sure.
we want to be respectful to people. We
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah,
use
yeah.
like
Yeah.
problematic language. Like
Yeah.
this is not
Yeah,
the place
that
for
stuff-
that. You can find any other stream that you want to do that on.
Yeah.
It's not going to be here.
Yeah, including one that we played tonight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's really our bad.
Oh man, that was
Jeez,
a-
I think
that
we
was
need
a
to just
tough
remove
one,
that.
man.
I gotta wear that on the H&W state, man. That's my state.
Yeah, I need to vet stuff rather than just load assets for you.
I need to vet stuff.
what
I didn't even
happened to-
play the video. I just saw the headline. I'm part of the
happened-
problem.
What happened to Stephen A. Smith playing solitaire, man?
I found out
We could have talked about that. That was
we
fun.
could have. We're not going to.
I don't
We're
play.
not
By the way, playing solitaire and unk behavior, man. That's unk behavior.
Oh,
You're playing solitaire. That's a boring game.
Yeah,
That's a boring game, man.
I'll give
No,
that
in the advent, like, okay. So recently, I realized that.
I think it's where you play solitaire.
Okay,
like
Sure,
PC on the phone, like
Yeah,
on an
yeah.
iPad. Yeah.
okay, but do you guys realize that
Like
like
who plays blackjack on their phone?
mobile gaming has gotten so good that like,
BRB, guys.
no, like you can play like pretty like advanced. Like I mean, I'm not even talking about like Genshin Impact or like those like online games
Sure,
that
sure,
are like
sure.
What'd you
pretty
just
good.
call me? Oh, okay.
That's the effect that Zach Edey's had in Memphis. But like Civilization 6, like Civilization is like a very very large game. You could just
Yeah.
play that like for free on Netflix now.
What is that? Sims
No,
for
but that would
history
be, like-
nerds? Yeah.
Basically,
That would be
actually, that's
insane
exactly
to play
it.
that during an NBA Finals game. At least
Really?
when it's solitaire, it's a little mindless.
Bro, you gotta decide if it's the right time to build a slinger or a scout. And those early decisions, whether or not to
Game
build a
4
granary.
in Indiana was not the time to figure that out.
Yeah, you build a monument early on, you might really advance your way
You
through
know what I
the.
miss, man? I miss just good old like Tetris. You know?
See, this is
like-
an old head thing.
Yeah, just on the Game Boy, like Tetris.
never-
Like, I remember like taking flights to like Hong Kong as a kid. Like, you could rip 4 hours on Tetris, man.
Yeah, I think there is like a certain charm to some of the like simple puzzle games or like easy
Yeah.
scrollers. Things
And
like
Jerome, I
that.
think you'll agree with me. It's like I feel like people our age too, like it's like the nostalgia wave has brought some of that stuff back now. Like,
Oh
like,
yeah,
sure,
no, I
yeah.
just played like the entire Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yo,
SNES.
there we yeah.
There you
there
go.
we
That's a
go.
great game. No, but like, that's what I'm saying. You could just play Legend of Zelda anytime you want on your phone. Like, there's no need to play solitaire. Like,
Yeah.
okay, there's a
But it's like
generation-
it's like a mindless brain exercise for people. I feel. Like.
I
It's like
guess.
a-
But solitaire, you're not even like you're not really making any key decisions. It's just
the
an organizing
definition
game.
of a. It's a definition of a time killer. Like you're really killing time.
I literally,
Yeah,
I feel
I-
like
I
Sudoku
think-
will move your brain more.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
I think you're really overvaluing. That's why I said like context really matters. Like, I don't think it's like someone just scrolling on their phone in a situation like that. Like they
Sure.
just need anything to do. They're not like actually looking for an entertaining time. Like
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. I think I have a lingering resentment over those like remember when you got Windows XP back in the day and it came to like by default you would have certain games installed and like
That's
it was
right.
like Hearts, Solitaire,
Pinball, baby.
Minesweeper.
Chess, and like Minesweeper. I was just like Solitaire was always like the least like I would play that last like if I had
Sure.
to pick any of the other ones. You know
I
what
didn't
mean?
understand Minesweeper for like years. I was like, what
Yeah,
do
it
those
took a
numbers-
minute. It
And
took a
then
minute.
until I realized it means how many mines it's like around. I thought it was.
I you know what though? Okay, I'm gonna actually defend Alex on this one because Will, I think what we're also dealing with in a lot of ways is like the advent of it like really
This is
came to
very
us when
funny.
we were like super young.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was just like that was the most advanced game because you were just a child looking at and like you just because like you were just learning how to use a computer.
that was like me, like that's like me,
'Cause
like
this is
trying to
also
get
coming
on
through time.
TikTok
Like this is
now.
some
I'm
old
like, yo,
head
that's
shit,
enough.
but like
yeah.
this is literally learning how
fair,
to
fair.
use like a Windows-based like operating system for the first time. So all
just-
these things are new
And
technologies.
you know I'm stubborn, like I refuse to like learn it. So then for years I just keep clicking and just bombing out.
Wait, do you know how to play now?
Yeah, so I understand it's like it means the number of mines that's around
I'm
the
actually
area.
suggesting for our banter pod we play
A live
around
play,
this-
live
live
play.
play is Minesweeper.
Yeah.
That's actually live. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Put it on the dock. We're gonna live play
I
Minesweeper.
got
It's very
got
endearing.
you.
I have to say, it's very endearing. You just constantly.
I did
Yeah.
like playing the pinball stuff. Pinball was
All
a-
right, Pinball
yeah.
Clemens.
Yeah.
All right, last question here, guys, before we close out, because we reached our 2-hour mark, so I don't think Will's gonna hold us hostage.
I can no longer eat.
okay, don't worry.
Paul Choi asks a fair question, which we haven't thought about until this very moment. Are we gonna have merch at the draft party?
Yeah, I'll have a bag of merch that I'll bring. So,
All right.
we'll see
What do you think?
kind
Are we doing it like for sale, or are we gonna toss it out and?
You know, I think we're on a high off the Bobby event and stuff.
Oh, you
and,
caught us in a good moment.
We're gonna be tossing free merch, man. We're
Wow.
tossing free
There you
merch. Yeah.
Okay.
Come through, a whole bag of merch is getting tossed.
P&L.
Friend of the show, Chris Vo suggests last minute stream playing Minesweeper on Twitch.
Oh my god,
that'd be
I don't
great
know
if that
we
would
got,
be
we got clout. I don't know. We got clout for that.
I mean, this is
Well,
how
you
we're
gotta
gonna build the clout. You're just
gotta
gonna be the
compete with,
Minesweeper guy.
I'm not a fan of. I don't endorse any streamers, including ones that we play videos here for. Yeah.
I like how you picked one bad streamer and you're just gonna never share a thing again.
That's a low point for me on the hello era, right?
Yeah.
You can't trust the six.
That's a hello.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. Yeah.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Not as sorry.
You got us low in hell.
We're
with hello.
deleting that segment from the pod. Yeah.
No, we're not.
No,
We're
because it's
keeping
just
that
me
in
and you
there.
stammering, talking
Yeah.
about nothing.
No, I think we should.
Just let's
actually,
remove it. Let's remove it from.
I think we should remove it.
You want me to do editing at 1:30? All right.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yes,
do it for
please.
hello, man.
I'll do it for hello. Hello.
Thank you. All right. Well, I mean, all that said, let's say goodbye.
Yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out with us late night. OKC wins. Congrats to all the OKC fans out there, and that's not us. Damn, I feel so down about Indiana losing, but hopefully Indiana is able to at least force a Game 7 and keep it more interesting. Otherwise, a bunch of trade rumors. Let us know if you want to see the Raptors trade for KD, or if you're also a little bit curious as to why the Raptors are so open for trade and willing to sort of move everybody on the roster, apparently. And also, yeah, let us know. Did you know how to play Minesweeper? What were some of your favorites? Default Windows XP games. Because
Longer
there's
and scene credit than a Marvel movie, bro.
that's one of the last. That's it's like the Sinners. You know, you just got to keep watching. At the very end, there's like
Okay.
two extra
Well,
scenes.
final.
They show
bit
up in
of
modern
house-
day. Yeah.
Final bit of housekeeping. Keep an eye out for the link.
It was the
to-
90s. It wasn't even modern day.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, housekeeping.
All right.
Spoiler.
Yeah, keep an eye out for the NBA draft reservations and
Yes.
the courtside. We're
Yes.
gonna post it with
Come
the
out to watch the
description.
draft together.
Also, the next episode you're gonna see is the Bobby
Yes.
Webster episode. That's gonna be this Wednesday.
Send
and
us
we're
your
looking to
banter
come
pod
back again.
questions.
Banter pod questions, and I think the next time we come back live will be after Game 6 on Thursday.
Thursday, Game 6. Post Game 6. Post.
I'm gonna have to rush back from Heart House.
I'll have to post colonoscopy. So
Oh,
post
man.
colonoscopy update coming.
No, you could be farting up a storm. I'm telling
Yo,
you, man.
chill,
No, I'm telling you. I've taken my grandpa to the colonoscopy before. Like, he was tooting the whole way home, man. Yo, we took TTC home. You don't even understand.
I'm gonna
man.
be OB tooting.
Yo, it smelled crazy on line 2, man. Line poo.
Oh, that's so bad, man. Yo, I'm gonna be Pooh Jeter. Remember that guy? Pooh Richardson.
But you actually won't though, because they'll be airless farts. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Because you'll have nothing in you.
Airless Jordan.
You give me the air up there, the air down there.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Who's
Guys,
tuning in?
Thanks for tuning in.
Is that an all hands thing?
This has been the Hello and Welcome podcast presented
Guan
by
easy,
Betway.
everybody. Guan easy.
Presented by Betway.